Live from the Ingalls studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh, my God. The Jets killed him.
Welcome in, ESPN Radio Asheville, 92.9, 880 and 1400. I'm Jeremy Greene, and like any good new house, we're tankless. There's no tank. He is out dealing with his kid got an award or something. He told me all of these things, and I heard it, but I didn't necessarily listen to it. So, like any good new house, we're tankless. I'm at the NFL Draft Nerd, Jeremy Greene. And I'm back after a woo-woo Wednesday. Had Chris Womack in yesterday. We thank him, sports director, of WLOS, in here yesterday doing NASCAR, college basketball, all of the things that, I don't do because I'm an NFL guy. That's what I do, and that's what we're here to do today. Tank will be joining us at roughly 1 o'clock to come in and talk all the latest news and things from around the sports world. But in the first hour, we're going to answer your NFL draft questions. I haven't been around to do that. As is the case with me a lot, I'm pulled in a lot of different directions. I'm in Greenville on Mondays. I might be in Pittsburgh on Tuesday. I see a lot of planes. I see a lot of airports. It's not great, but it's my life, and it's what I do. Joining me today, we've got Brandon Washington running the board, the greatest single voice in all of radio.
How are y'all doing today?
That's actually how he talks.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not changing this. This is just how I wake up.
So Brandon and I have kind of a funny history together. I think this is the first time we've ever been in a studio together.
It is.
When I first started here, we did a podcast called Fantasy Game Time Decisions.
Oh, my God, I remember that.
And this was Tank and I's first little idea of what can we do to be football guys. And one day, it was Zach Hurst, Cowboy Zach Hurst, Tank, and myself. We recorded it up here, and one day, Tank sends me a text, and he says, I got the intro done. We have an intro, and it sounds tremendous. So he plays it through the loudspeaker here at iHeart, and the first thing I said, I'll never forget this as long as I live, I said, where did you get that voice from? Because I think that's the voice of God himself. Nope. Brandon Washington, who was with us at iHeart, then he went and got a degree.
Yep.
And now he's back with us.
Back post-degree. And I want to tell you, that clip of me doing it for that show, still in my demo reel.
It should be. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Brandon's voice is, you can hear him throughout the entire halls here at Radio Ranch. And it is completely unmistakable who that voice is. Brandon Washington, thank you for helping us out today to get Tank to the award ceremony, bond hearing, whatever. It was something. It's something with one of the kids.
Yeah, it's something he's got to show up for, support his kid, or maybe bail him out or something. I don't know.
He says kid, and I immediately go, yeah, I'm not of any assistance there. No. If you need bail, use the business card. That's usually how I say it every time he brings something like that up. We do have some news around the sports world that we need to get to. A couple things that I didn't get to weigh in on yesterday because in the little amount of time I was here, it hadn't happened. Will Wade, NC State, how you doing today? Are you good? Are you surprised? Because you shouldn't be. Because this is who Will Wade is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, reports out in the news sphere today that Will Wade's headed back to LSU. You know, that same school that he defrauded and got fired?
Yep.
Well, it's funny how you actually indeed can go home again. Because Will Wade is one of the best coaches we have in college basketball. And NC State, you had to know, you were not the solution for long because you're not one of the premier schools in college basketball. You're just not. I know you think you are, but you're not. And so I'm not surprised that you got a year of this guy where he brought in some good players. You had a decent team. You made it into the first four. He tells you this will be the worst team I have at NC State, but he left out a piece because it'll be the only team I have at NC State. I'm not surprised because this is what college basketball, college football, college sports on the whole, this is what it's become. It's a money grab. It's a money game. And if you have it, you're in great shape. And if you don't have it, you're not. And NC State has a lot of money if you're comparing them to Appalachian State. You know who they don't have a lot of money compared to? Louisiana State. They don't have a lot of money compared to a school that is basically at this point has an athletics program that's being run by the governor of Louisiana. Will Wade's the most successful coach that LSU's had in back to Dale Brown. If he was the best case scenario, this was always how it was going to go. Because all of the things that got Will Wade banished from Baton Rouge are all things that are, what's that word I'm looking for? Legal now. You can do it all. So he got fired because he got off on the wrong floor. We're on level 11, which is what he was trying to get to. He just got off on level 11 when he was standing on level 8. He's a great coach. He's always been a great coach. Oddly enough, Chris Womack was on the first team that Will Wade ever coached. It was a high school team. Not quite as impressive as it sounds, but it is one of those great little small world things that you hear about from time to time. This is always how it was going to go. And this is how college sports is going to be. You are beholden to the highest bidder because look around the landscape. Roy Williams dropped out. Mike Krzyzewski dropped out. Bill Self's already talking about dropping out. I can do this for Jay Wright, a name that I've heard Carolina fans mention a bunch of times. I hate to tell you this, he's not coming back. You know why? Because the guys that have the high moral compass, they're already out of the sport or they're looking for their exit strategy. I think Tom Izzo is one of those guys. I really do. I think Tom Izzo is a high moral compass, great coach, but he's almost 70 years old. I don't know what his financial status looks like, and I don't care. I think he wants one last run to either to a national title or at least have a really good shot at one, and then he'll be gone too. Because college basketball and college football have become gross. Patrick Holt in the YouTube chat said, Jeremy still looks older than Jay Wright. Sadly enough, I do, and Jay Wright's old enough to be my dad. But I do look older than Jay Wright. If you wanted to get out, and I still go back to a moment that happened to Tank and I. We were sitting in the Asheville Civic Center. We were at the SoCon Media Days, and this was in 2020 after COVID. So this was in the year that we got back to things being normal. And Detroit Fan Man said Tom Izzo's actually already 71 years old. Sadly enough, Tom Izzo looks younger than me too.
They are brutal today.
The beauty of being in this sport is that you get a lot of, in sports on the whole, is that you get a lot of really smart guys that say really smart things to you. Seth Greenberg looked Tank and I both in the face and said, if college basketball doesn't go to contracts, you're going to start losing really smart people because this is not what we signed up for. I didn't sign up to be a booster wrangler. I didn't sign up to negotiate contracts. I didn't sign up for any of this. This is why I'm in college basketball and I'm not in the NBA, because these are all the things that I didn't want to do. So now you've lost all of these high-end guys. And I want to tie this into North Carolina, who is also looking for a coach after firing Hubert Davis. Where do you turn? You look at the list of candidates for the North Carolina job. You get Bennington, the kid from Vanderbilt. And I say kid in spite of the fact he's been in the sport for 20 years. He's been really successful for about 15 minutes. 20 years ago, that name would have never come up with North Carolina because there were 10 guys on the North Carolina tree that had coached with Dean Smith, with Roy Williams, at the side of Bill Guthridge, whatever the case may be. We don't have that anymore. We're not developing coaches in college basketball because so many people are looking at this going, I'm good. I don't want to be involved in this snake oil sales, which is college basketball. So they get out and they either go to the NBA like Brad Stevens and Billy Donovan did, or they get out of it entirely like Jay Wright did. And I want to go talk about the sport I love, but I don't want to be involved in all the nefarious things that happen back behind closed doors. NC State, you got in bed with a guy who was well known to bend the rules, not necessarily be the most moral human you've ever met, and then he burns you. It shouldn't surprise you in the least. It's who he is. And now as you start the search for your next coach, I'll give you a piece of advice. There are a lot of really good coaches around this country. You're not going to find one that's going to be yours forever. You're a stepping stone job. Notice Kevin Keats. He was your coach for a long time. Where did he coach last year? Oh, he didn't. Because when you fire a coach, other Power 5 schools look at that guy and go, we're good. You did the same thing with Herb Sendek, and the only place he has coached since is Santa Clara. You're a stepping stone job. It's what you are. You got a year of Will Wade. If you decide you want to stay in that stratosphere again, you could probably get another coach like that to take your job. But don't be surprised if you're doing this same thing 2 to 3 years from now when that guy's gone looking for greener pastures. It's the patent fallacy of the NCAA as it sits. Will it get better over time? Probably. Because you'll start getting guys like Sean May, guys like Marcus Page that get into the business. They work at the side of a Hubert Davis or at the side of a Nate Oates or at the side of a Jay Wright or whoever it is that they've worked for over the years. And this is the game that they understand. Because NIL will have been happening for so long that if you're in it, you already agreed to it. The problem is right now we have a lot of coaches that didn't agree to this. This is not when I was 30 years old as a young GA or a young low-level assistant. This is not the game that I agreed to coach. I'll give you an example. The person talking to you right now. I was a basketball coach too, and I stopped for 2 very simple reasons. I was in the AAU stratosphere, which is pretty close to what NCAA basketball is now, because it was all about what you could offer, and you had to go out and recruit your own players. The thing I figured out is that I'm never going to be able to give the offer that's going to keep the best players here. So I'm the farm system. The other thing I figured out was every kid on this team cares way more about the name on the back of the jersey than the name on the front. And that's not what I want to do. So I got out of it. Now we've had a lot of 40, 50, and 60-year-old coaches that have done the same thing. So your pool of candidates is not nearly as deep as it once was. This is what faces NC State. This is what faces North Carolina. So you may have to deal with a Mark Bennington, I really struggle to say his name, from Vanderbilt, who doesn't have the deep resume. You may have to deal with Nate Oates, who has a lot of character issues that have flown through that program. Or you may have to go back to Billy Donovan. The only thing I'll warn you about Billy Donovan, he's had multiple shots to get back into this over the course of the last 8 years. He's turned down every single one of them. Yes, you're the blue blood program. Don't be shocked if he tells you no, too. Because college sports is not what it once was. It'll level out, but we're in this weird puberty period of college sports. It was the child game for a long time. Student athletes, worried about them getting their education. Well, eventually you hit puberty and you have this awkward stage where your voice sounds halfway between mine and Brandon's. And you got to figure out why your arms are 7 inches longer than they were 2 years ago. That's where college sports is right now. We'll get to adulthood eventually, but we're not there yet. So stories like Will Wade, stories like Hubert Davis, that's more the norm than we want it to be. But for now, it's what we've got. So 92.9, 880 and 1400 ESPN Radio Asheville. He is Brandon Washington, filling in admirably for one Tank Nathaniel Spencer IV. I'm Jeremy Greene at the NFL Draft Nerd. When we come back, we're going to answer your NFL draft questions out of the chat. Had to give you a minute to get those into the chat so we would have things to talk about. And we'll do that coming back here in the Sportsocracy, brought to you by Ingles Markets. Low prices, love the savings.
We honor the biggest stars from all genres of music that you love listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox tonight, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on iHeartRadio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text PARENT to 323232. Parent to 323232. Parent to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
College basketball back in the spotlight. March Hoops will have everyone talking.
That game was unbelievable.
Whose brackets are busted?
Cinderella stories and buzzer beaters that make history. Yes! Lock into Fox Sports Radio is your #1 preset on the iHeartRadio app. Plus, binge on demand podcasts for more coverage with the Dan Patrick Show, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Their front line looks like an NBA front line.
And more. Search college basketball on the iHeartRadio app to stay in the know.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
You're back in the Sportsocracy here on 92.9, 880, and 1400. I'm Jeremy Greene at the NFL Draft Nerd. He's Brandon Washington, the voice of God himself. We will have Tank at roughly 1 o'clock back here in the Sportsocracy. He's handling a little family matter. But in this time, we're going to answer your NFL draft questions. It's what I do. I'm an NFL draft guy. And we've gotten a bunch of them in the YouTube comments. The first one's from our buddy Sir Jimothy. It's a member chat. He said, odds Jerry Jones trades up for Caleb Downs, and that's a great place for us to start. Caleb Downs is going to be one of the weirdest draft night swings of any player that I've ever seen. So for those of you that don't know, he was the #1 player in the class for me. He came to the NFL Scouting Combine, and as we were all getting on planes, getting in cars, going back to wherever it was we came from, an issue popped in his knee. We don't know exactly what it is. The word that we heard was degenerative. He's had, that I know of, 2 second opinions. So I guess a second and a third. I don't know what they said. There's something about medical where they just don't tell you what they said. But I can read tea leaves. The New York Giants were at Caleb Downs' pro day, or are at Caleb Downs' pro day. That doesn't tell me much, just solely because there are other Ohio State players there that they could be looking at. I think Carnell Tate's on the board for them at 5. Sonny Styles will be on the board for them at 5. I don't know that they're there for Caleb Downs just because John Harbaugh said this kid could be a future Hall of Famer. I also know that you don't say that without having at least a vested interest in the kid. So to answer the question I was originally asked, what are the odds that Jerry trades up for him? I would say those are low. I'd put that in the 5 to 10 range. Virtually every team in the 3 to 10 range would like to trade down if they could. So if that's what they decide they want to do, they will have the opportunity to do that. I just don't know that they will. And Dallas doesn't have a second-round pick. They have 12 and 20, and then they have to wait until the third round to pick again. So I don't think there's a great chance that you're going to see them trade up for Caleb Downs. I also think the precipitous slide that we have talked about with him is probably not going to happen. I don't know that the knee has checked out, but it's starting to feel like somebody has told the people that wanted to hear something good. I like Caleb Downs. I think he's a very specific kind of corner, or of safety, excuse me. I do think he would fit with the Giants, but I think that's where his window opens, and the window probably closes at I'll say it probably 15. If he got to 15, I think Tampa Bay would start fielding calls from Philadelphia or one of these other teams that would look to get up to get him. So I don't think he'll get past 15. I don't really think he gets there in the first place. I would say there's probably a team in the back end of the top 10 that will take him, and a great chance that he won't fall past Jerry Jones. We have another super chat, which is from Beach. It said, top 2 man-beating wide receivers in the draft. And best slot cornerback. Ooh, best man-beating wide receivers in the class. Jordan Tyson's going to be up there really high because he has a really good first step, and he's not as susceptible. You get a lot of guys that are really susceptible to press in this class. So if you have a corner that's physical with them, it knocks them off the route and they don't tend to get back on track. Tyson does. So I would say he's definitely one of my 2. Mekhi Lemon's going to be up there pretty high. The only problem is that he plays almost exclusively out of the slot. He's got a really good first step. I'll say Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon are the 2 best man beaters in this class. You get a few more down the line that can do it. I really like Skylar Bell from UConn. And then you get a lot of those more cagey receivers that they're not going to beat coverage consistently, but they can get open. So I'll go Tyson, Lemon, and then my asterisk players would be Zachariah Branch, Kevin Concepcion, and Skylar Bell. The second part of that question was best slot corner. So in my draft guide, which will come out on April the 13th, the mullet, the NFL Draft Nerd's Guide to the 2026 NFL Draft. If you're going slot exclusive, it's Chandler Rivers from Duke or D'Angelo Pons from Indiana. It's kind of a pick your poison. Which one do you prefer? They're both thin and undersized like most slot corners are. I like Pons a little bit better, but I think they're very, very similar. Now, if you want to go guy that can play in the slot and play out wide, then I get into Avion Terrell from Clemson, who I think goes somewhere between 25 and probably 40, and Malik Muhammad, the kid from Texas that I'm way higher on than the rest of the industry. He's built like a slot, but he can play on the outside as well. So that would be my list of the best slot corners in this class. David L. chiming in with, am I crazy to think when I see Jack injuries, I see Jason Witten? Nothing special about him, just consistency. I don't think you're crazy. There are a lot of tight ends in this class that I'm really fond of. I'm looking at my final rankings as we sit here today, and they are in large part done. For me, you have 3 tiers of tight end in this class. There's Kenyon Sadiq that has the tape to back up that he's an athletic freak. That's tier 1. Eli Stowers is tier 2. I also have Daquan Wright from Ole Miss in tier 2. Then you've got, let's see, that goes from 5 to 18, math's hard. It's about 13 tight ends that I all think could find a role in the right situation. Injuries is he's in my top 8. Yep. He is in my top 8. There's a lot to like about him. I can tell you Logan Paulson that I work with the Washington Commanders, who is a tight end guy. That's what he does. He evaluates tight ends. He works with tight ends. He's loved injuries the whole time. He's told me that's the guy that I'm too low on. You should have him higher. Because I've got him behind Michael Trigg, and that's one specifically that we've talked about of he doesn't understand why I've got Trigg higher than injuries. Because Trigg's a better athlete. Injury's a better football player. But I think Trigg has a higher ceiling and could end up being a better player in this league. Andreas Pinckney said, "Hey, Jeremy, I'm starting to hear a lot of smoke about the Saints being very interested in Bain. Have you been hearing anything?" Well, Andreas, I will answer your question with a question. Have you noticed that I have Rueben Bain to the New Orleans Saints every single time we do a mock? There's a reason for that. The Saints are one of the teams that I think they have media coverage that's done right because the guys that they trust get good information. The guys that they trust also have other guys in media that they trust, and I just so happen to be one of those for a couple of them. I've heard Rueben Bain to the Saints since early on in this process, and none of it's really changed. I think that could be Bain's floor if he gets there. I've always thought there was a possibility that somebody's going to like him better than what we think, and he doesn't get to 8. I know he's got short arms. He's the T-Rex of pass rushers. I get it. But at some point you have to put on the tape and just go, this is unbelievably good. He wins over and over and over again. And then I think the scouts have to get it when they get involved in full, which is about this time where you start setting the board. There's going to be a scout somewhere that's beating the drum for Rueben Bain. And I think he could wind up going higher than maybe a lot of media guys are telling you. Next question's from Alex, who said, "What is your Peter Woods comp?" If you're a Peter Woods hater, you're not going to like it. If you're a believer like me, you'll see it pretty quick. It's Jeffrey Simmons. I think Peter Woods can be that good, that impactful, because Simmons is one of those guys that took a lot of years for people in the NFL to see just how good he was, because he wasn't putting up outrageous stats, but you were having to double team him consistently. And even though he didn't have a ton of talent around him, you were still seeing that talent, whether it was Arden Key, Harold Landry. Those guys put up numbers at least for a season. It's because you're dedicating so many resources to Jeffrey Simmons that these guys wind up one-on-one. And that allows them to be the ones that get sacks and get tackles for loss. And it makes them look better. And Simmons is your favorite analyst, favorite defensive lineman, because we're intoxicated by the tape, even though nobody really ever talks about him. That's where I'm at with Woods. I think it's funny that I've had to defend him to such a point over this entire process because there's so many people that don't like him. I don't know why. I mean, I get it. Sack numbers are not there. He had 9 solo tackles last year. He had 2 sacks. I get it. He was also double teamed, I think, at a higher rate than any interior defensive lineman in this class. We have another super chat from Beach. Said over under 3 trades in the first round. I think 3's the number. I know for a fact there is one team that is really aggressively pursuing a trade down. It's a team in the top 10, and it's if the board falls a specific way. I think New England will be hot to trot on a trade, as will Seattle with 31 and 32. Those are valuable picks because you get the fifth-year option. That doesn't mean as much to Seattle. It doesn't mean as much to New England as it does to the Jets or to Arizona or one of those teams in the top half of the second round that's rebuilding. I'll say it is 3, so I'll push that. If you'd gone 3.5, I'd have gone under. If you'd gone 2.5, I'd have gone over. Let's see. Gary Birch asking about his Washington Commanders, my Washington Commanders, our Washington Commanders. He said Adam Peters loves RAS guys. Do you see Kentucky center Jagger Burton as a good scheme fit for the Commanders? I do. I think center in this class is really, really good. And Burton is the one in the pre-draft process that really shined on tape to me. He also shined at the Shrine Bowl, which was enough for me to really bump him up. I think the analytics guys, the RAS guys, the measurables guys are really going to like Burton. The only thing that would worry me is I don't know if Washington doesn't move around the board. I'm not sure that he's going to be the player that somebody's beating the table for at 73. I'm not sure that's the guy that it would be, but I think he's a great scheme fit for Washington if that's how the board were to fall. Gary also followed that up with, I can't get over that Tank is younger than me. I'm convinced Tank Spencer is actually Benjamin Button. I think Tank's 78 years old. He's just aging in reverse.
This goes along with my long-running theory of Tank, because when I worked here the first time, he actually looked older than when I came back.
Tank's the only person in the history of time that lost a person and looked older when he was skinnier than he did when he was bigger.
Yep.
Tank at 220 pounds is actually 86 years old. He would routinely come in here with a pocket full of Werther's original candies and ask me if I would love one. We pick on Tank because we know he's back in the car and he can hear it and he can come back and defend himself in but just half an hour when he rejoins us here in the Sportsocracy on 92.9, 880 and 1400. As always, brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Everybody eats. That's the beauty of Ingles. They have something for all of you, no matter your dietary restrictions, your dietary preferences. Everybody eats, and everybody should eat with Ingles Supermarkets. Find them online at ingles-markets.com. Ingles Markets, low prices, love the savings. When we come back, we're going to get just a bit outside, and we'll continue with your NFL draft questions right here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Radio Asheville.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
All right, great looking Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some showers, and then the cooler weather comes in for the weekend. Near 80 this afternoon with sunshine. Most of us probably fall just short. Tonight, 55 and clear. Tomorrow, thickening clouds, a few showers in the afternoon and evening hours. High tomorrow near 80. And then on Saturday, we're only near 60. Sunday, low 60s, but in the morning, we're near freezing. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Shop Springfest at Lowe's to get an additional free Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a select Ego mower, trimmer, or blower. Only at Lowe's. Valid through April 8th while supplies last.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
On MLB opening day, baseball isn't just back, it's back on NBC and Peacock. And leading off, it's a coast-to-coast doubleheader. First, the Pirates take on the Mets in time. The Diamondbacks visit the World Series champion Dodgers. Let's start the show. MLB is back on NBC and Peacock. Today, 1 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern.
Got a hot take?
Read the room.
Don't let it die in the group chat. Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app and join the show.
Love the show, but I disagree with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get your voice on the air. Say it, send it, and hear it on the iHeartRadio app.
We're facing a crippling tax burden, and daily we get less from local government.
Right, left, or center, we're all stakeholders, and everyone's welcome to join the conversation. April 16th at 6:30. Join 570 WWNC and our bipartisan panel of special guests at Cultivated Cocktails. It's politics and pints, a civil sit-down about the day's top issues. Use the TalkBack feature on the iHeartRadio app right now, and you can tell us what's important to you. And join us April 16th.
Good morning, guys. I just want to warn you, traffic is tough out there.
We are here for you to tell you how to keep safe.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can.
To provide the music, talk, and sports you love. And to deliver the news that matters to you. We are the voices you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for. All culminate into this time. Your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumping a bag of hammers.
Back in the Sportsocracy here at ESPN Radio Asheville, 92.9, 880 and 1400. It's time to get just a bit outside. This is the time every day where we talk about a story that falls out of what we would normally talk about, which for me is very easy because it's everything that's not football. Did anybody watch Netflix premiere baseball? Opening night last night. New York Yankees, San Francisco Giants, and it went just every bit as bad as you think it would. I turned it on. I believe it was in the 4th inning, just because I was curious. Because, you know, Netflix is getting into all these spaces, and they try to make everything a production. And so I was really curious how they would do it with baseball. So I turned it on, and I don't like baseball, so for me this was I need to get my opinion here very quickly. Well, they didn't disappoint. Because there's a new system in baseball. It's something that we've clamored for forever. It's the ABS system. And that, I don't know what it exactly stands for, but I know what the last two are. It's arguing balls and strikes. So we have this whole presentation that we've come up with where if a player, and I think he had to tap his helmet. In a minute, you'll understand why I didn't know what the symbol was to initiate this thing. So he does whatever it is, saying he wants to review the ball and strike. This is a landmark moment in the history of baseball. There's only one problem. We'll never see it because Netflix didn't show it. And would you like to know why they didn't show it? Because they were talking to the manager of the San Francisco Giants in the dugout, and they had him on the screen. So the entire thing happens. It's the first time we've ever had a ball and strike argued like this in the history of baseball. And you're talking to a guy that he used to be the manager at the University of Tennessee, and we're asking him, hey, Skip, how you think things are going tonight? Pretty good. I think they're pretty good. What are you also, why is Jameis Winston on the grounds crew with the San Francisco Giants? Netflix, you do a lot of things really, really well. Movies, comedy specials. Baseball's probably never going to get up on the high side. That was the only thing I actively saw. Because I was laying on my couch. I'm on Twitter, as I do. And then I see, but ABS happened. Well, how did ABS happen? Because I've had it on my television the whole time. Oh, you didn't show it. Oh, that's not good. This is what happens when movie people try to get into sports. I'm not saying that you won't figure it out. I'm just saying you haven't figured it out yet. This is also the same entity that brings you a handful of sports podcasts that have 2 different ad breaks before you ever hear anything sports related. Don't do that. I'm friends with one of those guys. It would be really great if I didn't have to hear him sell a car that's not even been produced yet 2 times before I hear him say anything about sports ball. Just a thought. What do I know? What do I know? We have a super chat from Red Sea. Said, I can't wait for the Jets to trade up for Ty Simpson. Why would you do that? Why would you even say that? Why are you rooting for my sadness? Have I not had enough sadness between Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Mark Sanchez, Brett Favre, Browning Nagel, Jeff Blake, Neil O'Donnell? I can do this for a really, really long time. Why do you want to curse me with another god-awful quarterback? And I know it's because you don't want your team to do it, and you're scared that your team will do it. And I understand that, because you should be. But he follows that up with, just so we can all watch the legendary crash out from Mr. Jeremy Greene on draft night. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again even a little bit more dramatically, because the Jets are hosting a private workout for Ty Simpson, who I believe in Sam Squanch more than I believe in Ty Simpson. If the Jets take this kid with any of their 2 first-round picks or 2 second-round picks, Tank and I will be in Pittsburgh for the draft. And if that happens, you'll know. Because when you open up citizentimes.com the next day, one of the headlines will read, local sportscaster arrested, nude, in Pittsburgh for disturbing the peace. I will be the first sober person to ever get a drunken disorderly, because I will show my whole keister. I don't think it's going to happen. I've had a couple people ask me about Simpson and the Jets being interested in him, and what does that mean? I think they're doing due diligence in case he falls. I do not think they're interested in him at 16. Source, trust me. With one of the second-round picks, maybe, but I would be really surprised. Unless he just jumps off the screen at them, I don't see any way it's going to happen. To me, Simpson winds up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Garrett Nussmeier probably ends up with the Los Angeles Rams. The part that nobody's talked about, the Jets are doing their due diligence on Garrett Nussmeier as well. So if they think that's a franchise quarterback, maybe. But it won't be as high as you think. I put no stock in it. I think Ty Simpson will end up being a late second, early third-round pick for someone. We have another super chat from our buddy Great North Sports. Contributing factor in the mullet, my 2026 NFL draft guide. He's doing all the fantasy things. So he's ranking the rookies blind, no teams, ideal team fit for each position player that you can draft on your fantasy team. He's done a great job of that. He said, if you want to talk baseball, you can come hang out with me. He does talk baseball. Great North Sports every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the YouTubes. Gary Birch in the chat said, the most unbelievable part of that is that you do it sober. Look, the FCC has all these rules, okay? And one of those rules is that I can't get all domestic lighted up and all fireballed up and do talking things on the radio box. So I would be sober for a while. Joshua Penix also said, Jeremy, your sadness is our happiness. But why is that? Why is my sadness your happiness? I do all of these things. I write the book. I give all the videos. I do all the mock drafts. Why can we not just have Jeremy be happy? Florida State's been terrible for years in football and basketball. West Virginia's been terrible, football and basketball. The Jets are a disaster. Why can I not have something? I don't like other sports. It's just those two. It's those three entities. Why can one of them not be good at something for a minute? Longest drought in professional sports right now. You know who it is? Of not making the playoffs. The New York Jets. My team. My team. Oh, it is hard to work in this business when your teams are bad. Because you can't get away from it.
No, you're surrounded by it.
Yeah, it's my everyday. You know how you go to work and you're like, oh, well, my team lost, but at least I can go, get this guy out of trouble in a civil trial. I don't have that because now I got to go talk about what I watched. That's a lot of sadness. We have another super chat that my computer is struggling to get to. There it is. Red Sea Legend says you'll be able to hear Jeremy yell falafel over everyone else at the draft party if that happens. Well, it's ironic you said that because we have a gigantic draft party going to the NFL. We'll be on Radio Row. And if that happens, it may be the last draft the NFL allows us to cover on site. Because I'm pretty sure that getting nude and belligerent is a disqualifier from any future credentials being issued.
Yeah, they probably frown on that.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that is not things that they want to see you do. But I digress. We have another super chat. This one's from Beach, who said, thoughts on Lorenzo Styles Jr. and Travis Burke. I'll start with Lorenzo Styles. Lorenzo Styles, to me, is nothing more than just a special teamer. I mean, and he's going to have special teams value because he's unbelievably fast. So he's going to be a gunner. I never saw anything on tape to the point of I didn't even really know who he was. I confused that Sonny Styles and Lorenzo Styles Jr. were two different people. I thought Sonny was a nickname. That's how little I had seen of him on tape. So after the combine, I had to go back and crash course Lorenzo Styles Jr. tape, and I'm not going to lie to you, I just didn't see much. I don't think he's a draftable player. I think he's one that'll be a priority undrafted free agent with the intention of bringing him in as a gunner. And he'll be a special teams ace. And he did some of that at Ohio State. So he's already got a nice foundation of what that would look like. I just don't think much of him as a player. Travis Burke is the offensive tackle from Memphis, who is, I'll put this delicately, he's a house. He's 6'9", 320 pounds. I'm not wild about tall tackles like that. There's a reason we've only had a handful that are even 6'7", is because it is hard for somebody that tall to not play upright. And, I mean, surprise, surprise, you see it on tape with Burt, is that he does play upright. He also gets displaced by power, which is a little unsettling for somebody that's that big. Do I think he could be draftable? Yes. I have a borderline draftable grade on him. I don't know that he'll ever be starter level, but could he play a handful of years in the league? Absolutely. I don't necessarily have high hopes, but I don't really have that high hopes for Markel Bell either. And he's a better player. It's just you're so unbelievably tall that it's hard to wrap your brain around how a guy is going to be able to get around that in the NFL. When you have all these little tiny, fast edge rushers that you have to get a mitt on them or watch them run by you. It's going to be hard for you to get around that. He's Brandon Washington. I'm Jeremy Greene. You're in the Sportsocracy, 92.9, 880 and 1400. Coming back, we've only got one more segment until Tankerous comes through the door. And then we'll be able to talk about all the sports in all the world. It's ESPN Radio Asheville. We'll be back after this commercial break.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, great looking Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some showers, and then the cooler weather comes in for the weekend. Near 80 this afternoon with sunshine. Most of us probably fall just short. Tonight, 55 and clear. Tomorrow, thickening clouds, a few showers in the afternoon and evening hours. High tomorrow near 80. And then on Saturday, we're only near 60. Sunday, low 60s, but in the morning, we're near freezing. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. New crispy chicken crunch wrap sliders at Taco Bell. With all white meat nuggets and your choice of creamy chipotle or jalapeno honey mustard inside. One's a snack, more's a meal. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time while supplies last.
You know who's listening to the radio? Voters. Lots of them. So if you're running for office, this right here, great place to reach them. And it's not like social media where people are just swiping through ads. With radio, they're engaged. Plus, it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Call now and be on the air in just 48 hours. 844-844-IHEART. That's 844-844-IHEART.
On MLB opening day, baseball isn't just back, it's back on NBC and Peacock. And leading off, it's a coast-to-coast doubleheader. First, the Pirates take on the Mets in NYC. Then in primetime, the Diamondbacks visit the World Series champion Dodgers. Let's start the show. MLB is back on NBC and Peacock. Today, 1 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern.
Professional wrestling fans, the action continues every week. Watch TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC.
It is like electricity flowing through your veins.
Don't miss the adrenaline, the drama, and the total non-stop action.
No one can ever be as good as this right here.
Don't miss the action of TNA Thursday Night Impact every week on AMC. For showtimes and more information, visit TNAWrestling.com.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
It's the moment you dream of. The moment you work for. Train for. Run wind sprints when nobody's watching for. The moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time. The moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment, committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Who are we going to cheer for on Sundays now?
We're back here in ESPN Radio Asheville, 92.9, 880 and 1400. Oh, excuse me. Caught me with a bite of Little Caesars pizza. I had 5 less seconds than I thought I did. Sorry about that. I am not used to being the one that has to bring us back from a commercial break because that's not usually my role. Usually that is Tank, who will be joining us momentarily. We're talking NFL draft. Here in the first hour of the program, we have a message from Facebook. It's from Nick Bullock. Said, my draft question is, what's your dream scenario for the Jets' 2 first-round picks? Loving the show. We appreciate you, Nick. My dream scenario? My dream scenario would probably be Arvell Reese at 2. I'd be fine with David Bailey as well. Wouldn't mind Sonny Styles. Really, so long as you take one of those 3, I don't care all that much. And then at 16, Jordan Tyson. I would really like to be the team that stops the slide on him. If he were to not be there, which I think he will be, I think the medical red flags on him have been enough to really crank up the likelihood that he makes it to 16. If it wasn't him, probably Mekhi Lemon. I want somebody that can be a safety blanket for the quarterback. I want to come out of those first two picks with a guy that I'm building the defense around and a legit weapon. If I get those two things, I will be perfectly fine. So, Nick, we appreciate your question. And keep firing those in the YouTube chat. We'll keep answering them over the course of the 3 hours that we're here. We got 1 hour down and got 2 more to go. We do have a couple more questions to get to before we get to the top of the hour. Moabdi said, Jeremy, do you think Jets might be picking an inside linebacker at 2 in Arvell Reese by just looking at his Pro Day clip? I thought it was Arvell Reese the whole time. And now the funny thing, it feels like I've been on the exact opposite of the industry the entire time. Because I was on David Bailey when everybody else was on Arvell Reese. Now it feels like they've flipped. Now I'm on Arvell Reese and they're all on David Bailey. I'm fine either way. And like I said, I'd be fine if it was Sonny Styles. I want it to be the player that you're going to build this defense around. You know, if you're giving Aaron Glenn the no-doubter, this is one and done, you got 1 year to figure it out, I want it to be a defense that he built. I want it to be what he wants it to be. So if it's Reese, then take Reese. If it's Bailey, take Bailey. If it's Styles, take Styles. Really, anybody other than that, I would be, we'll say I'd be both confused and shocked by. Andreas Pinckney chiming in earlier about the Dallas Cowboys and Caleb Downs. He said if Jerry Jones has any shot at Caleb Downs, he'll pull that trigger and trade up immediately. Jerry might. The only problem is that I'm not sure Jerry's phone is actually connected to anything. I'm pretty sure they give him one of those speak and spell, the cow says moo phones, where he picks it up and goes, oh, look, I'm talking to Dora the Explorer. Doot, 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 doot. And Stephen Jones is the one with a phone that's actually connected to something. Kelvin Joyner talking about our Will Wade college basketball discussion. He said, do you want car salesmen as coaches? Because this is how you get car salesmen as coaches. It's where we're already at. That was what the opening monologue of the show was about, is that at this point, if you're still making your living by coaching in college basketball, in large part, that's exactly what you are. Because if that's not what you wanted to do, you've either gotten out or you're finding your way out. You know, I made the reference to Tom Izzo. Izzo's 71 years old. You know, he doesn't have something else to do. But I do think he's looking at the 18th green, and he's trying to find his way out as quick as he can. I don't love it, but it's where we are. I do love it here, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Hour 2 of the program coming up after these commercial break.
This season isn't a reset. It's a reminder that champions don't disappear. They reload, and the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
And Acuna swings a mighty bat. That thing is way out of the ballpark.
Chopping toward another playoff run. Sale, Strider, and Schwellenbach. Acuna, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. The Mountains' home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
Hour 2 here on a Thursday. We call them Threadbare Thursdays. They're your days. We talk about what you want to talk about. I'm the only one here for the time being because there is no Tank like any good house. We are tankless currently. Starting to worry. Tank says, I'll be there at 1. And I don't know why in my head I went, he'll actually be here at 1.
See, your mistake was believing him.
I do find it funny that I have, the beauty of this business is that you get to meet some incredible people. Tank's an incredible radio partner. Trey, my partner down in Greenville, fantastic. Megan, Cece, our whole team here, they're great people. The only problem is that the only person in this entity that's ever on time to anything is me. So I show up on time, and then I have to sit here like a little kid waiting on the bus stop going, Mom said you go pick me up for school today. What's fun is when you have to wait on all of them.
Yes, I've had days like that.
We had a meeting here. This has been some weeks ago. It's when we first hired Cece and Megan to help us. We had a 9:30 meeting. Tank is in the damn building. He's right down the hall. I can almost see where he's sitting. 9:30 rolls around, 4 chairs. 1 Jeremy sitting here. Just me by my lonesome going, I got nobody to talk to. Just what would you say it is we're doing here? And then they all slowly started to pile in, as they do. It's my lot in life. I also married a woman who is, she's beautiful. She's wonderful. She's one of the greatest people you ever meet in your life. I don't think I've ever seen her be on time to anything.
I think you're just doomed to be early to everything.
Oh, look, I grew up with a mother who's late to everything. So I'm not saying I'm not used to it. It's just, it is what it is. We have a super chat in our YouTube chat that is a really good question from our buddy Beach, who said, Fa'alili Fa'amo or Jude Bowery, right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. I love them both. Look, I've been on the Bowery train for a long time because I think he is a really, really good player. I have Fa'amo higher, but I think Fa'amo may end up being a guard, not a tackle. I like him at right tackle. As time has gone on, I've started to think more and more that he may end up being a better guard starter that has the flexibility to kick out to the right side. So I would say, and really it depends on where you're planning on taking him. I think Fa'amo could go in the top 100 picks. Bowery's not going to. You're going to get him on day 3. It's just so for me, it's a question of what capital do you actually want to use? For Kansas City, I mean, look, they've got Simmons, Jalen Moore. The interior of that line's fixed pretty well. So I don't know that you're actually looking for a starter. It would be more a long-term play. So I would probably actually prefer to go Bowery later as opposed to using the higher-end capital on Fa'amo. That's a very good question and 2 guys that I like a lot. Let's see. Anthony Manzano asked, is there a player that you guys think you wouldn't be shocked if they were drafted in the first round that wouldn't be a reach because it's a scheme fit for a certain team? Oh, look who it is. He's arrived. We're like a NASCAR pit stop. We're going to undergo a FOMO. Going to undergo a little switch on the other side. Now the question is, can Tank figure out why? I'm hearing myself twice.
Good job. Good job. Way to hit all the buttons.
I mean, I didn't hit the buttons.
Good job.
But whatever you just did fixed it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
You know.
Afterwards,
Fix it just like that.
Afterwards, you're going to have to show me what that button was.
I most definitely will.
Because I think I hit them all.
Well, see, there's a little button here that says external and program. If it's on the external, you're hearing what's going out over the air.
Oh!
So it takes a little second for the air signal to hit you back. So you got to have it in the program button. Yeah. Good to be back. I would have been here sooner. However, my son tried to set the school on fire this time. So it was fun. It was a fun day. Fun day.
I'm assuming that's not a story that you want to tell over the air because that sounds.
No, they were having like this thing at school. Like they've been working on this series of projects, character building stuff. It's a special program that they've been doing at the school for the last 3 months. Part of it was like a cooking class. And so in the cooking class, they were doing a demonstration of, hey, we're going to make grilled cheese sandwiches. So they were making grilled cheese sandwiches on hot plates. And it wasn't my son. My son was on one of the other hot plates, but the kid next to him had a hot plate that got a little too hot, put a whole big old slab of butter on it, and whoosh, big old smoke plume went up and set the fire alarm off. So we had to have a fire drill. So I felt like I was, really back in school. We all had to line up single file, walk down the steps, and walk out to the football field, and everybody stand there with our thumbs in our keisters until the fire department got there. And thank you to Ladder 10 for showing up and making sure that our kids are safe and all the things. So we were delayed by about 15 minutes. So I'm here, ready to go.
It gave me a reason to make fun of you, which is what I'm looking for.
I heard you, Mr. I'm on time for everything.
I am on time for everything. Sure. I pride myself on my punctuality.
Yep. That's what a lie sounds like.
That's not even kind of true.
Okay, so where are we at? What are we talking? We're talking NFL draft today?
That is
nice.
That is indeed.
I did hear you talk about how you wanted How High to be on your team, which is, good luck. Good luck with it.
I just want a receiver that can, catch.
We can do that.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. As I was going through the process, I got to the Jets, and I kept looking at A.D. Mitchell and Garrett Wilson and then everything behind them, which gave me a steady pool of diarrhea. And I went, please, God, take a receiver. I don't even really at this point care which one it is. Just take one.
Yeah, sure. My concern with Mekhi Lemon is not about him catching balls. It's about him catching charges. Because I think that might be in his future one day. Just a thought. Although that is legal in New York. So if he ends up in New York, he'll be hanging out down at the Daily Green in Times Square.
Yeah, if he was drafted to the Utah Jazz, I would be markedly more worried. Because I don't know that the character things are. Do you see the super chat?
I do. I'm going to hit the button here for the super chat.
Cause it's all about the money. All about the money. I do this for my husband.
It's another Shanahan-ananism from Kevin Mullen. He says, Kyle Shanahan asks, how do bald men run their fingers through their hair? Well, they just cut holes in their pockets. Question, Seattle had Najee Harris in for a visit. Anything left in his tank? Sure. I mean, fine, I would say. Arroyo at the X, a DK knockoff. Elijah Arroyo playing out wide? Is
big
that
slot? Yeah, I mean,
all right.
Do I think Arroyo can do that?
Possibly.
I do.
He's fast enough.
Yeah. I mean, I always said he's not really a tight end, but at this point, about half the tight ends we draft as tight ends are not really tight ends.
But
as
he
I've
doesn't
been
have
working
that
on
elite speed to be an X, though.
Well,
does he?
I mean, he's faster than Malachi Fields.
Well, there's that.
As I've been working through the draft book, on about the 9th tight end, that I went, he can't block. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've said that a bunch of times. And then I went back and looked and went, oh, I have said that a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not against it. I think Arroyo is going to be a weapon. I would say in that offense, you're probably going to see some more 12 personnel. I mean, look, Seattle doesn't seem all that worried about their receiving core. I know they really like Torrey Horton. They kept Jake Bobo from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I think they'll be – I'm not against deploying Arroyo as a wide receiver.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Now, in terms of Najee Harris, what does he have left? I saw a workout video of him that looked pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Seattle's telling you they're rolling with Zach Charbonnet and they're just going to add a second piece.
Yes.
I don't agree with it, but that's what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. You also missed a super chat.
From Beach?
Yep.
That one?
Yep.
Okay.
Show me the money, money. Show me the money. I like the cash.
It just says Tank Dance now. So, dancing.
Dancing. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay, was that all we wanted? Was I supposed to play the breaking news or something? Did I miss a thing?
I haven't seen a thing.
Okay. All right.
I mean, other than Will Wade.
I didn't know if y'all referenced the dance at another point of the show or something.
No.
And
I think Beach just wanted to see that.
That's fine. Appreciate you.
Which is,
I'll check out my sick moves on the old YouTubes.
Mm-hmm. So it's a thing you did.
All right. Do we have another question? Do you I haven't gotten caught up yet on the
I mean, we have a bunch of questions. I also have a statement. The Washington Commanders' new uniforms will be out April 15th.
Oh, sweet. Just in time
Can Tank hate them more than the ones that they have right now?
I definitely could. If you added some of that gradient crap in, like the Jacksonville Jaguars used to have on their helmets, or the Falcons used to have the FUBU jerseys, I'm out. I don't do any of that.
I cannot confirm that I have seen them. I cannot not confirm that I've seen them because I've seen something that was sent to me by a very credible source, and if it is what I have seen, I will almost promise you're going to hate them more than the ones that they have right now. I'm not going to tell you why.
If you're talking about,
it's none of the things you just said.
Nothing I've seen.
Nope.
Okay, I was going to say I saw a picture of Rashad White in like an all white Washington Commanders uniform, and I thought that looked pretty slick. So if that was
that's not the one, but
okay, all right.
There were elements of that were correct.
Like you do,
so.
I mean, I do like classic looks. Classic looks are nice. I like them clean.
Even the monochromatic like that.
Yes, I almost prefer it to be all one color, just the logo, it's fine. It's fine. I don't like it when you get fancy, you start throwing in weird designs and stuff. I mean, unless you're the Seahawks. And then, to me, the Seahawks feel like Oregon of the NFL. Like, you don't go wrong with a Seahawks uniform.
Except the green one.
Except for that all neon green one. That thing, you throw that in the garbage. Same thing with the Ducks. When they had the highlighter uniforms and all that, no. Come up with a good, a good color scheme. I almost called it a paint scheme, thinking of NASCAR, I guess. I don't think you have that.
So I think I have caught up to the chat. It's really hard to read questions and talk at the same time.
Absolutely.
So if I missed any, I apologize. Just chuck them back in there, and we'll get to them. Robert Moore asked, so Orlovsky went on McAfee and got roasted for his take on Simpson and over Mendoza at quarterback 1. Your thoughts? Yeah, everything Pat said.
Should.
Because it's crazy. I mean, I don't love Fernando Mendoza, but to say Ty Simpson is better, Georgia's on line 1, Auburn's on line 2. Basically every game that happened after we rolled into November, just watch that tape and then tell me you like him better. Because I don't or watch the Florida State tape because he was a disaster against Florida State. The kid can make some throws. He's just not an NFL quarterback to me.
I don't understand some of the things that Dan Orlovsky says, but I honestly I'm getting to the point where it's just, okay, now you're just making stuff up.
I love Dan.
He wanted to trend for a day, and that did it.
I love Dan. And outside of, farting in the driver's seat of his car, that did get him trending. He said it was the windshield wiper. I don't believe you.
What?
I'll show it to you in the break.
Okay.
He was doing an interview on McAfee in the driver's seat of his car, and I guess he had the windshield wipers going, and it made that noise, and it sounded
like the super chat noise that comes across the table every
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, because that makes me think you're pooing yourself every time.
It scared Brandon numerous
I'm
times
sure it
because
did.
I forgot to warn him about it.
Right.
Because you can actually audibly hear that in the studio.
Yep.
It's on a different track than the rest of us. So he heard that. I mean, he started looking around like, what?
Did they hear it on the stream?
Yes.
Okay. So what is it? Because it kind of sounds like a foghorn of some kind.
No, it's like
and it rumbles the table like your phone's just going
No, it's
crazy.
like a futuristic metallic thing where it swoops because it's like a little. It's got little lightning bolts that go around it. So it goes. I think we officially have my favorite username in the history of our YouTube chat. Knoxville Predator Catcher. I want to be friends with that guy.
Predator Catcher, okay.
I feel like he probably does the what's that guy's name on Chris Hansen?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he probably does that, which means he's doing the Lord's work. And if I can help you in any way, you let me know. Will Chris Brazzell be the first standout receiver from Tennessee under Josh Heupel? I want to hear your answer on that because you've played against Tennessee. Your team has played against Tennessee every year, so you've firsthand seen these guys go up against your team.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear your answer, and then I'll give mine.
I mean, I guess I would say it's possible. I expected him to have one already.
Which
The
one?
batch of wide receivers that came out in the last 2-3 years.
Okay.
Names are escaping me.
I'll tell them to.
Yeah,
I got
tell
the
me
list.
names. Tell me everybody the wide receivers that have been drafted out of Tennessee.
So in the last handful of
Jalen
years.
Hyatt's one.
Jalen Hyatt. Last year was Dante Thornton.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hyatt, Cedric Tillman, Velus Jones, Josh Palmer, Jawan Jennings. And Jawan Jennings was actually before Heupel, so take him off.
Right.
And so was, I believe Palmer was too.
I think I was expecting the most out of Hyatt because I thought he had like elite kind of breakaway speed, but I haven't seen it from him with the Giants. And then Tillman, I mean, he's fine, but he's not.
Tillman, I
great.
think, has been the best one so far.
I would say accumulation, yes. Talent-wise, I still think Jalen Hyatt's better, but I don't. He just can't see the field. So maybe I guess I'm completely wrong about that.
Well, here's the problem: Velus Jones and Jalen Hyatt are virtually the exact same guy. They were really good athletes that just so happened to play wide receiver, and you had to teach them all of the nuance of playing receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not surprised those guys didn't work out. Velus Jones was a running back playing wide receiver, which is funny because now he actually plays running back, and it's not all that much better than it was wide receiver.
Right.
Thornton, I think, still has a chance to be a good receiver in the league. The difference between Brazzell and the rest of them is that I think he's the best player of the bunch.
All right.
They're all freak athletes because that's what Tennessee does. Tennessee goes and finds guys that are matchup nightmares. Mm-hmm. They're either really fast or they're really big and fast. A lot of this is a deeper conversation, but frankly, the question was so good and the username was so good that I'm willing to go a little deeper on this one than I usually would. The thing about wide receiver is that now, as time has gone on, I've talked about this with running backs. The reason that you don't get as many great running backs as you used to is because those high-level athletes, unless they just, hit a wall and they don't grow and they wind up 5'11", they're not going to play running back. Because if I have the option to play receiver or running back, I'm going to play receiver 100 times out of 100. My career's longer. I make more money. I'm more valuable. So you're getting all these super high-end athletes that are playing receiver.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is if you're 6'5", and you run a 4.36 40, you've never met a guy that can actually contend with you. So even in the SEC, maybe you see 2 corners that can run with you. They probably can't cover to save their lives because a lot of super fast corners cannot cover. Or you get 2 really good coverage guys that jam you up. And if you get by them, then your stat line looks good because people in large part don't watch every snap that a guy plays. So if you're watching the highlight tape, it looks like a guy's better than he is. Dante Thornton, best example, one of the best examples of that you'll ever see. His highlight tape, he looks like Randy Moss. The problem is that when you watch him down in, down out, yes, he does look like Marshall's Randy Moss sometimes. He also looks like Randy Moss, that guy that covers horse racing for ESPN. So it's just not apples to apples. Brazil is the best football player of the bunch. Are there red flags? Sure. He's super thin. For how tall he is insanely thin. He's not as physical as you would want him to be at his height. But that comes from the weight. So then you get into the question of, okay, can I put 10 functional pounds on the frame? Most of us are not professional athletes. So you hear 10 pounds and go, what is 10 pounds going to do? 10 functional pounds of weight can change who a player is. Because if you tell me Brazil winds up at 220, he's 15 pounds short of DK Metcalf at that point. But does it slow him down? Does he become a 4-4-3 guy? And now I've taken away the best arrow in his quiver. Those are things that you have to figure out when you get the guy in the building. Because I've never seen it. I think he can do it. The frame looks like it can add functional weight. But I think Brazil's a good player. I think he's going to go in the top 40 to 50 picks. Mm-hmm. Tennessee receivers always get it held against them that they don't play every play. Sometimes on the field, you are a decoy, and you are not meant to do anything but pull part of the coverage away. So it looks like you're just dragacing, when in all reality, you're doing exactly what Josh Heupel told you to do.
Right. I would say, to answer the question just, kind of in summary, yes, Chris Brazil has the best chance to become that breakout wide receiver from Tennessee, because unfortunately you haven't produced one of those yet. Again, Cedric Tillman, I think, is the best of the class so far, but you still don't have a star that's come out of that university. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back after this.
We honor the biggest stars from all genres of music that you loved listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox tonight, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on iHeartRadio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
Friends and family are often the first to notice when a veteran needs help. In those moments, life can feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. Or like they are caught in a storm they can't escape. And the metaphors veterans often use for the challenges of life are not exaggerations.
I got you.
Extending a helping hand doesn't have to be just another metaphor. Learn how you could support the veteran in your life at MakeTheConnection.net.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Daniel Alarcon. I'm John Green, co-host of the podcast The Away End with my old friend Daniel. I remember the first time I took my oldest son to an actual live soccer game, and when you step out through the concourse and you can see the field, he did like that, like a sharp intake of breath, and he said, "This is so unusual for my eyes." Oh, I love that. Together, we'll find out why, of all the unimportant things, football, soccer, is the most important.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Away End with Daniel Alarcon and John Green, and listen now.
Speed on the bases, power at the plate, Gold Glove defense across the diamond. The Stars of Atlanta are ready to take the field.
Michael Harris going to sprint back, and he somehow makes the catch Willie Mays style and goes into the wall.
Back and under new management, Tar Heel Walt Weiss takes the helm, chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville, proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is ESPN Asheville, Asheville's #1 sports station.
Coming up the middle on a blitz. He throws to the end zone. Touchdown.
Beer City's Tar Heel station.
Off the back. Iron Wilson comes soaring in to dunk it home.
Home of the Sportsocracy.
He said, Kyle Shanahan asked, why isn't tic-tac-toe named Hugs and Kisses?
Hugs and Kisses.
Now that's all Take's going to call it.
Live from the Ingalls studio, weekdays at noon. ESPN Asheville. The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumping a bag of hammers.
And we're back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It's a Threadbare Thursday, taking your questions in the YouTube comments. You can hit us up on Facebook as well, all the social medias. If you at the Sportsocracy, either Megan or Cece or Jeremy will
none
see
of them
it.
are here. So
I know, but I'm saying
for 24 more hours, if you reach out to us on any social media, it will be me responding.
Yes.
We have had more things happen to a handful of people in 3 weeks. There's babies being born and things are happening.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was the only one left for about 36 hours.
Yes, and we're glad that you're holding down the fort for us, keeping everything in line.
While
we've all got
you
stuff
say
to
that
do.
now. You didn't talk to me at 3 o'clock yesterday. Yesterday at 3 o'clock, I was not necessarily what would be described as a fun person to communicate with.
I don't think you were that fun at 1 when you showed up here.
I showed up yesterday. I heard y'all talking about that Carolina thing, and I walked in, and the first thing I said was, I've been looking for somebody to yell at for the last 3 hours, and I just found 2 of you.
Right. Speaking of Carolina, not that Carolina, but the other Carolina, since we're talking NFL draft, we've got a question in the YouTube comments from Alex. He says, the Panthers need to take a weapon and a defensive tackle with their first 2 picks. What is the dream scenario, and what is most likely to happen?
The dream scenario is Kenyon Sadiq, Lee Hunter. And
Okay.
Kenyon Sadiq, Lee Hunter, I got to the clutch my pearls. Oh, bother. I feel as though I have gotten a little flush in my cheeks as I thought about it.
Well, they're what? They're picking at 19.
Yes.
All right, so you haven't had a tight end since Greg Olson.
Correct.
There's not been a decent tight end on that team. I know there's people that like Tommy Tremble, but, I mean, that dude's a fullback, glorified fullback.
He's an H-back.
Yes. The rest of whatever you have tried has not produced anything. Who's the other guy that they drafted?
Jatavian Sanders.
Jatavian Sanders.
He's just hurt all the time.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I get the tight end part. What wide receiver at 19 could they take that you could be happy with?
I wouldn't be happy with one.
Not one.
Well, because none of them are going to do what it is that I'm looking for them to do. Because here's the thing.
What if Makai Lemon is there at 19? I mean, that's your new slot guy over Coker. I mean, Coker's not bad, but I don't know.
No, Coker, you undervalue Jalen Coker. Jalen Coker needs somebody to unlock him.
Uh-huh.
I feel like Xavier Liggett does too.
Okay.
You still, at the end of the day, you still used a first-round pick on him, so you cannot just throw that baby out with the bathwater 2 years in. You just can't do it.
No, that's why I'm saying you go get like a little guy like Makai. You got your two big outside receivers.
So in that scenario, you're planning on Coker being your 4?
Yes.
I think it's insane. To me, Liggett should be your 4 and interchangeable with whoever you take. Or, and hear me out, you find a way to replace your tight end, Kenyon Sadiq.
Mm-hmm.
He's now the guy that can get up over the top. He's the seam stretcher, which allows Liggett to be a deep threat and allows Jalen Coker to just be the garbage man, which is what he should be because he's not overly fast.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is how you build I'm not a huge fan of just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know, that's the Detroit Lions at corner. Hey, we don't draft this well, so let's do 17 of them and we'll figure it out. That's fine when you're a good drafting team. The problem is that the ones that don't work out, you just set draft capital on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of that. So for me, I want to make the best of what I have. And to me, that's Sadiq.
Okay.
Now, if you're asking for, is there a receiver that they could take over the course of the weekend that I'm real fond of, I would really like Skylar Bell. Your boy DeJon Stribling, I would like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Lance from North Dakota State, maybe Jeff Caldwell from Cincinnati. I want another deep threat because I feel like I've already got 2 guys that are not deep threats that I feel should be, if not set in stone, pretty close in Tedero McMillan and Jalen Coker.
Mm-hmm.
See, I look at the receiver room the exact opposite way you do. We both agree Tet's the one, going to be the one. That ain't changing anytime soon.
No.
To me, Coker's the 2 and Liggett's the 3, and I think in your head that's flipped. I just don't buy Liggett. I think he is a specialty player, and if you build this team correctly, he's the 3rd receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So Coker and Tet are playing on the outside in 2 receiver sets, and Liggett's playing on the outside with Coker in the slot in 3 receiver sets.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is you add another receiver to that, somebody's the odd man out. And to me, that's not using your capital to the best of your abilities.
Right. But is that how Dan sees it? Is that how Dave sees it? Like, because you spent the number 1 or the first round draft pick on Liggett.
Yeah.
So I feel like in calling that, because I agree with you. If you're ranking the wide receivers for the Carolina Panthers and how much I like them or how much they can produce, I agree with you. Coker is the 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's not promising for me. But Liggett, I mean, I feel like you're in that position. This is the year. This is the year you decide, are we throwing that out or not? Did we waste that draft capital? And you think the tight end is the way to unlock him? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And then the defensive tackle, you said Lee Hunter in the 2nd round. Match him up with Derek Brown and dare anyone to try to run on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad proposition. You are in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Threadbare Thursday continues after the break.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
All right, great looking Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some showers, and then the cooler weather comes in for the weekend. Near 80 this afternoon with sunshine. Most of us probably fall just short. Tonight, 55 and clear. Tomorrow, thickening clouds, a few showers in the afternoon and evening hours. High tomorrow near 80. And then on Saturday, we're only near 60. Sunday, low 60s, but in the morning, we're near freezing. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik.
This report sponsored by the experts at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate, the real estate leader in Western North Carolina.
Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks Real Estate is not like other real estate companies. They're built differently. As the #1 family-owned real estate company in the U.S., proven expertise and personalized service delivers results. Let them show you how at Howard Hanna Beverly Hanks.
You know who's listening to the radio? Voters. Lots of them.
So if you're running for office, this right here, great place to reach them. And it's not like social media where people are just swiping through ads. With radio, they're engaged. Plus, it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Be on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
The sun's out, the cooler's full, and thousands of your newest friends are welcoming you to a different kind of Sunday. At Bristol Motor Speedway, it's more than a race. It's tailgates, cold drinks, great food, and a full day with your crew. You didn't plan on coming, but once you do, you won't miss it again. The Food City 500, April 12th. If you're going to experience NASCAR, you better start at Bristol. Get tickets at bristolmotorspeedway.com.
Got a thought?
Just wanted to chime in.
No hold times here.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app and send us a voice note instantly.
I do agree with that guess.
A stress-free way to join the convo on your own time. Try it now on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
You ever do math wrong? Sometimes you do math wrong. He just walked back in the room and it was like,
hey, there's nothing playing. Look at that.
Why is noise not happening?
Had to go.
Noise is supposed to be happening right now.
Go get me some water because, man, it is so hot outside. A part of that thing that I had to go to at the kids' school, we sat outside, like in the middle of a field for a long time. I mean, it was 35 minutes for the fire drill first, and then came like the awards portion of the ceremony or whatever, and it was outside, and we just sat there and sweated, all of us. And of course, young people these days, or at least the young people at their school, they don't dress weather appropriate. So every kid had on like big jackets and jeans, and every one of them. I mean, I was sitting in a group of like 16, 14, and 15-year-old boys who just, you need some, boys, we need to lather on that deodorant every day. You wake up and we do the left, then we do the right, and then we do them both again. Just double up.
Well, I mean, every kid between 14 and 18 for some reason is always wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
And as, a grown man that used to warm up in compression shorts, I just say it's because this generation is SAWFT soft. Which is why, young men, when you grow up and become middle-aged men, just understand, when you pick a fight with somebody like me, we've seen some excrement.
Don't do that. Never pick a fight with somebody older than you, because they're from a tougher generation than you are. And that goes for all of us. All right, you said you got a weird story. You want me to play the music?
Yeah,
I can play the music. All right, we're going to play the music here. It's time to get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
I was going to say, actually, can I use Will Wade as mine? Because that is, to me, that is the wildest thing.
That's what I started
happened.
the show with.
That is the wildest thing that has happened. Just LSU went, you know what? Screw those level 1 violations from years ago. All that stuff's legal now. Let's have that guy back.
You know what? You know what LSU did? And I could say this as a man that did the same thing. They broke up with a girl, and then their life got a little tumultuous, and they went, maybe it wasn't that bad. And for a weekend, you can have a whole mess of fun. Then Monday rolls around, and you go, oh, yeah, I remember why I didn't do that. I remember why I got out of this, because you are crazy.
Now, you want to get real weird and give me something that I will 120,000% root for? NC State. Go try to hire Hubert Davis. That would be just poetry. Plus, it'd make me feel good when Billy Donovan kicked his ass every year.
My story comes from the baseball world. It's the second bottom of the hour story I've told that has to do with baseball.
Woo!
And this is the second time I've made fun of baseball because this is stupid.
Okay.
My first one was, did you watch any of the opening night game last night on Netflix?
Who was playing?
Giants and the Yankees.
No.
Yeah. We had our first ABS challenge.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it'd be great if we saw it. Problem is we didn't because they were interviewing the manager from the Giants in the dugout. Didn't show any of it. Just came back and went, yep, it was a strike. Feels like you might have missed an opportunity there.
Yeah. It felt like a good teaching moment.
This story is also about the San Francisco Giants, and this is the thing that they did, and it makes me angry. The 999 challenge.
Yep.
It's getting real popular to the point now teams are coming up with their own 999 challenge box. Well, the Giants did it.
All right.
9 mini hot dogs. You're already off to a bad start. It's full dogs.
SAWFT, soft.
Soft. If you can't eat 9 hot dogs like a heart attack-inducing man, then you didn't beat this challenge. You beat the millennial version of this challenge because you were soft. But that's not actually the part that makes me angry.
Okay. Mini dogs.
So you get 9 mini dogs. You get 9 glasses and a 24-ounce beer.
Excuse me?
No.
Wait, what?
No.
We're giving out shot glasses?
Pretty much. 3 to 4 ounce pours for the beer. Because, we got to be responsible.
No, you don't.
No,
that's on them. That's on the person, the consumer, needs to be responsible.
2 words. Uber. Stop being such. I can't finish that with any word that's legal on the radio box.
Easy.
So they give you
San
one
Franciscans
tall.
Will get on you.
Stop. You get one 24-ounce Coors Light, which, first of all, 24 ounces is not enough for one person, let alone for 9 innings.
Precisely, especially a Coors Light.
How much does this box cost? 9 mini dogs.
Yeah.
And a tall Coors Light.
Would be $37.99.
I'm gonna give you another chance to guess at that.
$59.99.
$55.
Okay. It's like, how much can you charge for a mini dog?
I did the 999 challenge in Atlanta, and I kneeled on the last dog because I didn't want to do it without Tank.
Right. Which I appreciate.
In the Mercedes-Benz Dome, 9 full-size hot dogs and 9 real beers because I did the 9 beers part. I kneeled on the hot dog because, I wasn't going to not drink the 9th beer. I gave the 9th hot dog away. It wasn't even $55 for that.
Okay.
Because 4 beers are what? 9 beers, $4 a piece. So that's $36. Hot dogs were $2 a piece.
Yeah, that's $18.
That's $18. So 36 and 18 is $54. So I beat it by $1. And I got real hot dogs. I got angina like a man. A semi-drunk man.
There's also a big difference between
Atlanta and San Francisco. You are 100% right.
Like in the South, we ain't. Never mind. That's a statement for another day and another show. Hopefully not on the FCC.
I love hot dogs. They're one of my guilty pleasures. I almost stopped at Cookout today just because you dude on it the other day. I didn't, but I thought about it.
I mean, all I said was it's not worth sitting in line for.
There were 3 people in that line.
And that's fine. 3 people, I'm in. 30 cars wrapped around the block, blocking traffic on Patton Avenue. Y'all need to find another place to go. Cookout's closed for you today. You can move on to the Little Caesars, or you can drive a little bit further and or farther and go down to the Burger King. Or
if you're watching this on YouTube, you see what I did.
Cookout's not that good for waiting on. It's perfectly fine.
The lunch special at Little Caesars is the greatest value in this economy ever. $6. Full soda pop. Oh, not a small soda pop.
Nope.
Nope. Not even canned.
Nope.
20-ounce bottle with half a deep dish pizza. $6. That is change I can believe in.
All right, next question from the YouTubes. As we're in the middle of a Threadbare Thursday here, all your NFL draft questions asked and answered. Next one in the chat is what?
So I feel like I need to go back and answer the guy that would surprise you in the first round. Wouldn't surprise you in the first round because he matches a team.
Okay.
That was the question that I was asked when you walked in. Is Malachi Lawrence. I had to think about that. That was one of those thinking man's questions. I don't think he should go that high, but would it shock me if he did? No.
All right, who's the team?
New England.
Okay.
That would not shock me. I wouldn't love it, but it wouldn't shock me.
Is this like a Cole Strange reach, or
no?
Is that fine?
No, because Malachi Lawrence can actually play football. That's the big difference between those two.
Okay.
Bob Brown asked let's shine up the mullet's crystal ball. Who is this year's Jalix Hunt? The guy we don't know, but we will in 2 to 3 years. That's a good question.
Ooh.
The guy you don't know. There was a name that came to my mind immediately.
Okay.
And I'm trying to find a better answer, and I'm not sure there is one. The first name that came to my mind was Kieron Crawford.
Okay.
The edge rusher. I really like Tyree West from Tennessee. I really like Caleb Proctor from Southeast Louisiana. I'd like to get one offensive guy. Man, this class is it's not a deep class. J. Michael Sturdivant, I think he's going to be a good player in the NFL.
You've said that name quite a bit.
I like him a lot. And I'm old school like him. I liked him when he was at UCLA. I just kept looking at him going, if you had a quarterback, that would really help.
Nadeem Tucker. That's one that you keep saying that I was not familiar with until we started this process because, he goes to Western Michigan.
Yeah, he is a dude. I mean, a dude.
Can't find you another weapon?
Kieron Crawford's the one I just keep coming back to.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And then?
Alex asked, is Justin Jolly Tommy Tremble too? Or Justin Jolie, sorry. I forgot. He gets a little angry if you get his name wrong.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's Tommy Tremble per se. They could have similar careers. I think Jolie is more of a receiving weapon than Tremble. Tremble is a guy that you forget he's out there, or you just left him uncovered.
Right.
Virtually every big play he's ever had,
which is why
he was unmanned.
I was going to say why he ends up with 4 touchdowns a season.
He
just forget he's there.
I think he had 2 last year, and he was completely uncovered on both of them.
Mm-hmm. No, they like to run. They like to run him out of the backfield too when they get close. When we get down in the red zone inside the 5-yard line.
See, I don't think Joe Lee's going to do those things. To me, Joe Lee is more of a. I'm trying to think of a good comp on him.
Evan Ingram.
You know, that one had actually crossed my mind. He's not that athletic, though. Ingram's
Joe Lee's
freak.
not? Okay, all right.
He's not that fast.
Okay.
Ingram's a matchup nightmare. He's not huge, but he's really fast.
Right.
They couldn't block Terry Lynn's dog. Terry Lynn's a woman that works here. She has a little itty-bitty dog.
Right.
Yeah. I can't think of a good apples-to-apples comparison on Joe Lee. I haven't done his player card yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been so good at comps, is because I've already had to figure them out for the top 150 players in the class.
Okay.
And I'm Joe Lee's probably on my list of guys to do tonight.
I gotta give some points here. Awarding points to Alex S., who said Tank's kids' names are Pyro and Klepto because the other one keeps stealing my underwear.
That is a weird thing.
One just set stuff on fire, and the other one just he'll steal any article of clothing that I have.
Some weird things.
He was wearing my jacket today. I got to the school, and I'm like, "That's not even yours." He said, "Shh, I found it." Yeah, you found it in my closet.
We have 2 super chats to get to.
All right.
I don't quite know how to read this and it not get me fired. Kyle Shanahan was banned from a Subway when he tried to prove that he was superior to their small sandwich. Questions Jadarian Price at 64. I don't love Jadarian Price. I just don't. I have tried to like him.
I saw, who was it? I think it was NBC Sports, or at least it was the NBC Sports logo that was on the graphic that I was looking at that had him and Jeremiah Love as the 1 and 2 running backs. In
a lot of people do.
And I don't know. I mean, he's a fine back and was at college, but does that translate to the next level?
Well, I mean, so you say he was in college. This kid had 1,500 yards in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you literally less than nothing as a receiver. I don't get it. I don't get what it is about him that people like so much. And he does that one thing that absolutely drives me crazy. If you fumble inside the 10-yard line, I just immediately hate you. He did it 3 times. You do it once, and I'm ready to cast you into the lake of fire. You do it a 3rd time, we're going to fight like grown men.
Here was another one that a ranking that I saw that gave me pause. One of my favorite running backs of my adulthood, Maurice Jones-Drew, and of course he likes to do his running back rankings for NFL.com.
Maurice Jones-Drew replaced Emmitt Smith.
What do you mean?
Emmitt Smith used to say things where I mean, this is before I knew what CTE was.
Mm-hmm.
He would say things where I went, that Florida education is not doing much for you, is it?
Yeah.
Maurice Jones-Drew is officially there for me.
All right, in his top 5, he has Jeremiah Love at 1.
Correct.
He has Mike Washington in the top 5, and he has Jonah Coleman in the top 5.
Well, Jonah Coleman's the closest one in this class to him, so
those I get down with. There were 2 in the top 5 though that I went, I don't think I agree with you. Number 2 was Emmett Johnson from Nebraska.
That dude is built like a brick excrement house. I saw him at the combine and went, holy crap, you play running back? I mean, I liked him anyway, so I'm not. You're not going to get the opposition on Emmett Johnson that you probably thought you would.
All right. Oh, no, I'm asking the question because these are guys that we haven't really talked about all that much.
Emmett Johnson's he's my 5.
He's your 5.
He's my 5.
Okay. All right. And then his 5 was Robert Henry Jr. from UTSA.
Well, you were looking for outrage, then
I found it.
I have Robert Henry Jr. as a priority undrafted free agent. He is my – okay, I got to take one away from the number here. So he is my 25.
That's significantly lower than 5.
So just off the top of my head, that means he had Robert Henry Jr. over Nick Singleton.
Who's 7.
Le'Veon Moss.
9.
Damon Claiborne.
10.
Seth McGowan.
I don't even see. 19.
And Katron Allen.
Katron Allen was 8, I believe.
I don't understand how anybody likes. Yes. I will never understand how somebody likes Jadarian Price and doesn't like Katron Allen. That math does not compute to me.
He had Jadarian Price at 6, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
He's really sold on Robert Henry Jr., though. Says after averaging a whopping 6.9 yards per carry in 2025, Henry is his sleeper in this class. Again, this is Maurice Jones-Drew. He said he isn't the most imposing physical specimen, checking in at 5'9", 196, but his suddenness jumps off the tape. Shifty, explosive runner who has great vision in the open field. Defenders will have a tough time in one-on-one coverage against a smooth route runner in the open field.
All I heard was he's the John Tesh of running backs, and
Jeremy's
I went, out.
Not buying it. We'll continue with the Threadbare Thursday questions. You got a question about the NFL draft, throw it in there into the YouTube comments, and we'll get to it right after this.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
All right, great looking Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some showers, and then the cooler weather comes in for the weekend. Near 80 this afternoon with sunshine. Most of us probably fall just short. Tonight, 55 and clear. Tomorrow, thickening clouds, a few showers in the afternoon and evening hours. High tomorrow near 80. And then on Saturday, we're only near 60. Sunday, low 60s, but in the morning, we're near freezing. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Facing production swings or a tough skills gap? Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Professionals makes hiring easier. Find your local office and see how Express can help you hire smarter and faster for contract and full-time jobs. Visit ExpressPros.com.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now?
I have customers out the door.
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for, train for, run wind sprints when nobody's watching for. The moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time. The moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
This is ESPN Asheville, Asheville's #1 sports station.
Coming up the middle on a blitz, he throws to the end zone, touchdown!
Beer City's Tar Heel station.
Off the back, Wilson comes soaring in to dunk it home.
Home of the Sportsocracy.
He said, Kyle Shanahan asked, why isn't tic-tac-toe named Hugs and Kisses? That's all Tech's going to call it.
Live from the Ingles studio, weekdays at noon, ESPN Asheville.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for. All culminate into this time, your moment. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment, committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
We are strong, we are resilient, and we will get through this together. But these are stressful times, and it's important to also practice good self-care. It's normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or afraid, but there is hope. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, stay in touch with your community, and know that you are not alone. Learn more at wearebroadcasters.com/hope. Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, could potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville, WPEK W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Live from the Ingles studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog eat! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Welcome back into a threadbare Thursday. You can, of course, go to the sportsocracy.com, click the live video link. It'll take you to the YouTube channel. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, and that's how you get in the chat. You can also join the House of Reprehensibles and play that sounder on the YouTube stream that makes me think Jeremy's over there pooing himself. We appreciate all the super chats supporting the operations of the Sportsocracy. And,
it's currently in the NFL Draft Fund because I think I may have to may need some revenue generators for that bad boy.
We got to come up with some NTR for this thing, some non-traditional revenue.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is making. They are making sure they make every cent off this thing that they can.
Answering all the questions in the YouTube regarding the NFL Draft. The NFL Draft coming up April 23rd through the 25th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which will be the culmination of this year's Ingles Living the Dream Tour. And we will we'll take you along on the ride with us on the YouTubes and right here on ESPN Asheville. Next question up in the YouTube comments for today. Where's it at?
We have a super chat.
Oh, there's a super chat. All right. I like super chats. Thanks for the money.
The money. Show me the money. I like the cash.
It's also from the guy that asked for you to just randomly dance.
Nice.
So I'm sure he's fond of the fact that you just did that.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's from Beach, who said, thoughts on Jack Kelly and Lander Barton. I'm going to start with Lander Barton because he's the one I like better of the two.
Is that Graham's brother?
It is not. He's another one of the Utah fellers. I actually thought he'd be in last year's class. He has played virtually every spot at linebacker you can play. I just can't narrow down exactly where he belongs. I think he's real tall, like 6'5" tall.
Mm-hmm.
I think he belongs on the inside, but he's played virtually everywhere. He's got pretty decent range for a guy that's as big as he is. He's thin, though. And so the body type's just really concerning.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably I'll say he goes in the 5th round.
Okay.
Jack Kelly, on the other hand, there's a wide range of possibilities for him because I could see somebody falling in love with him. He's just short. He's right at 6'1". But he plays like his hair's on fire at times. And so I start looking at guys like that going, okay, you're gonna start as a special teamer. Do you ever have the gas to become a true starter?
Mm-hmm.
There was that noise you were talking about again.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily know that he has the instincts to be a starting linebacker in the NFL, but I do think he's got the juice to be a really good special teamer.
Okay. All right.
I could see how a team falls in love with him, and then the next thing you know, he's a 3rd-round pick, and I'm sitting here going, how'd you get there? I don't see how you got there.
Next super chat.
It's all about the money. All about the money.
It's from Bars, Books, and Bedtimes. It would be our buddy Casey.
Mm-hmm.
How are the Panthers ruining my life this draft? Well, we talked about what they could do on the good side.
Yeah. Yeah.
What could they do on the bad side?
Oh.
Carolina's one of those teams I look at every time I look at the way the draft breaks down and go, if you mess this up, you almost had to try.
What could be the pick that would make Jeremy throw something at number 19 in the first round?
So I'm just going to give you the list of players that I think they could logically select.
Okay.
Avion Terrell,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Woods,
Mm-hmm.
Keldrick Falk,
Mm-hmm.
Kenyon Sadiq.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably it.
That's the logical choices?
That's the 4 that make the most sense.
Okay. All right. So what's the one that is not going to make any sense?
You go off the board and do something I didn't just say, because 3 of those 4 guys are going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And you wind up going, C.J. Allen. That's the one where I go, what are you doing?
Okay. I was thinking more like Caden Proctor.
Oh, if they take an offensive lineman, yeah, I'm going to yell.
Yeah.
Frankly, at this point, and I get it, Proctor just he's jumping off the tape to some of the scouts. He's not to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've played this way too many times.
Would you ask?
Look how big he is, and he can run a sub-5. I don't even kind of care.
Right. Any offensive lineman there doesn't really make sense. I mean, I feel like they've got their offensive line intact, at least how they want it to.
Well, I mean,
want
especially
it to go
with
down.
Rasheed Walker.
Right, you've got Rasheed Walker as the 3rd tackle.
I think he's
probably the starter
I think he's starting left tackle.
And Icahn is the
guard.
Is the guard? Okay, so what do you do with
Robert Hunt starts? Lewis becomes the 3rd guy.
They spent a lot of money on Lewis for him to be a backup, though.
They did.
Is Ekwonu better than Lewis?
I believe so.
Okay.
But then again, that is really just me going, nana, nana, boo-boo, stick head and doo-doo. I've been right the whole time.
I told you he was a guard. He's a guard. He's a guard.
Ikem Ekwonu was the one that started, he's a guard, he's a guard, he's a guard. And, I mean, the answer is no, he's not better than Lewis. But I at this point, I can't physically believe that Rasheed Walker was the best left tackle on the – it actually kind of makes me think that Ekwonu's not going to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think he's not going to be ready till midway through the year.
KC Concepcion.
That one would piss me the whole way off. So please don't do that.
I don't think I have another one.
I mean, it's not going to tie Simpson to the Jets at 16 me, but it's in that ballpark.
Okay. And then of course, reaching on anything else. Is there a? I was trying to think. Is there like a later round guy that? Is there any player in this draft that you see and you go, not with the Carolina Panthers? I don't. Like, I could see him playing for a number of teams, but not with that one.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of those guys because you get into, scheme non-fits.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the list you just asked me is probably 400 players long. So, I mean, I can't give you.
Not one comes to your mind.
Not one off the top of my head.
All right. That was all I wanted. You can just say, not off the top of my head. Yeah, no, I feel like you're even in that scenario, as Jeremy was saying, at 19. That's a pretty solid group of 4 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And you say at least 3 of them will be there at 19. Let's see here. Taden was commenting on Casey's question and said they already ruined your life by taking Bryce Young at 1.
Oof.
Oh. Hopefully.
It's sad because it's true.
There's hope there.
New Stream Media asked, what round do you see Max Bredesen going? I believe that's our first fullback question of the year. Is he a perfect fit for the Monken Brown system? I think Bredesen's probably a 7th rounder. I don't see him going any higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
Could he fit Monken? He could fit Monken. He could fit a couple places. There's not a ton of teams that still actually deploy a fullback. But he's the best one in the class if you don't consider Joe Lee or any of the H-backs as true fullbacks.
Right. Okay. In a follow-up from an earlier question, Alex was asking Peter Woods and Chris Bell at 19 and 51 for the Panthers. Would you be okay with that?
Do you remember the television show The Wire?
Yes.
Did you ever watch it?
No. I mean, I watched like one episode and went, I'm not getting involved.
Chris Bell is officially the Wire of the 2026 NFL draft.
Like everybody loves him and you don't know why.
No, it's not even that because not everybody loves it. But the ones that love him, they have to explain to me why he's the greatest wide receiver that's ever lived. I'll bet if the questions I've been asked about wide receivers in this class was a pie chart,
mm-hmm.
I'll bet you Chris Bell's getting a legit half of a pie.
Really?
I've been asked more questions about Chris Bell than I have Mekhi Lemon, Denzel Boston, Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, KC Concepcion, Zachariah Branch. There's got to be somebody. There's another one in there. Elijah Surratt.
Mm-hmm.
I've been asked more questions about Chris Bell than the 7 guys I just said combined.
That actually makes a lot of sense to me because all the guys that you named, I've got them like in a bucket, right? We do like this FCC test that we have to do for iHeart Corporate every year where they, you have to identify what you can say and what you can't say on the air, and then you got to drop them into a little bucket. It's like a, cute little corporate interactive thing. Like I already have all of those other guys in a bucket. Chris Bell's one that I don't because of the injury.
So I want somebody. I'm going to implore the chat because I know there are a lot of pro Chris Bell guys in our chat.
Mm-hmm.
I need somebody to explain to me what it is about him that is leading to just this absolute love affair with him. I think every team in the league, their fan base wants Chris Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Is it solely because you're told how fast he is? Because he doesn't really do any of the things a receiver does all that well. He doesn't run routes all that well. He's decently fast, but he's kind of heavy. He's got like a really thick build, and he's coming off a knee injury. I don't get it. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. To me, I've had him earhorned or earhorned?
No,
shoehorned.
Earmarked.
Shoehorned. There it is. There's where I got the ear. I've had him earmarked or shoehorned. Not earmarked.
I want you to start using shoe marked.
I was about to say not shoe marked or earhorned.
That's like
to the New Orleans Saints in the third round.
Wearing your damn combat boots on the gym floor. I've told you time and time again.
Don't do that.
You're leaving marks on my floor.
Gary Burt said a lot of folks saw him blister Miami.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Bill Workman, my partner on NFLDraft.net, said, according to the guys who love Bell, he is the second coming of Randy Moss. It's getting to that point. ESPN just did a story about the legend of Randy Moss's pro day, where people will to this day tell you he ran a 4.25 40 with a 47-inch vert. And nobody understands that, no, he didn't. He was the greatest, one of the greatest receivers to ever live. But all of those things you've been told didn't happen. He was a freak of nature. He's not that. Okay? Nobody's that. Well, one guy is. His name's Iron Man. Tony Stark was that because he found a costume that made him that.
Okay. I mean, I like Chris Bell. I don't think he's Randy Moss by any stretch, but
Andreas Finkney, and this is one of many reasons that I love that guy.
Yeah.
He said, I love him because the scheme fit with New Orleans. I love him in New Orleans. The problem is that I get asked about him in all these situations that don't make it, and I'm not talking about Alex here. I'm just talking about general.
Right.
I get all these teams that, like Jet fans, will ask me about Chris Bell. We don't have a quarterback that can get the ball to him because he doesn't run routes well. We can't get it to Garrett Wilson. Find me the technician that can run routes and get open that way. That's the one I want. Chris Bell is a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And he could be fine. I just don't understand the love. I mean, and it's media guys, too. This just happened a couple days ago. Oh, he's so far ahead of schedule. And you know what? I actually just saw him running in the parking lot. I think he ran a 3.4 40. It was unfreaking believable. I think he's my receiver 14.
Which is pretty good, right? I mean,
it's fine.
Yeah. Again, all those other guys, you don't have really questions, or I don't have questions about. It's Chris Bell and the injury that I'm more concerned about. And you say he's a lottery ticket. I agree. What price am I paying for that lottery ticket? You know me, I'm cheap as dirt. And if I got to pay, big for that lottery ticket, maybe I'll wait.
Yeah, at this point, if the trajectory on Chris Bell continues, you'll have to trade up to 3 to get him because he's going 4 to the Tennessee Titans.
He's actually going number 2 to the New York Jets.
Sorry, we're officially to that point of the draft where there are certain names to me that have become bad words, like Chris Bell and Akeem Mesidor. That's the two. You know what? I at this point, I hope they don't get drafted. I hope they decide that they want to be all that they can be in the Army Reserve. I don't care. Just get them off my computer screen. I'm tired of hearing their names.
Unfortunately, one's going to be drafted in the in the top 32 probably.
I don't think I still maintain. So? I still maintain. Right. Akeem Mesidor is that guy. Do you remember Darius Alexander from last year?
Yeah.
Do you remember how many times I tried to tell you he's not going that high, and he wound up the third round, and everybody went, oh, what happened? He's 86 years old. Sorry, he couldn't get drafted the first round. He was getting his prostate checked.
We got one from Bangus Garci. Says, hey, gents, Jeremy, your thoughts on Sadiq at 16?
I knew
He's
this
heard
question
the
was
rumors, mainly from Jets beat writers, Rich Cimini, about him at number 16.
Softest hands of any man in media ever.
Wouldn't mind that 12 personnel.
I love Rich Cimini, but shaking hands with him is like shaking hands with a velvet pillow. It is the weirdest. I have never seen a man with hands that size. It's just bizarre. It's just one of those things that I know, and now you know. Rich put that out there, and I'm not going to lie. I read it and went, I guarantee you that's not going to happen. You know why I know it's not going to happen? Because it would make me entirely too happy.
Mm-hmm.
If the Jets, if we go Arvell Reese, Kenyon Sadiq, I don't care if our pick at 33 is Yosemite Sam. I am going to be obnoxious as all get out.
Akeem Mesidor. Chris Bell.
Oh, you just tempted the fates. Because now that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
The Jets are going to go Arvell Reese, Kenyon Sadiq, and then God's going to look down and go, just wait till tomorrow night.
It's going to have to be Chris Bell, because if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pass up Kenyon Sadiq to let him go to you at 16, then that means we took Akeem Mesidor. Because, I mean, that's what Jason Light does. He just wants to go, ow, which one's the edge rusher? Oh, there's 3 good ones here? Let's poop our pants. Oh, starting to hate that guy. Yeah. All right, so Kenyon Sadiq at 16 will make you super happy.
Oh, I'll do a cartwheel. I'll cartwheel beside Q Myers. Like you'll see on the live stream from Inside Radio Row, just a big mass of humanity go in a big X beside Q Myers.
Question, if you're at the NFL draft nerd,
yes,
which you are.
I am.
What does that make Bill Workman?
Oh, we actually came up with a name for him, and I can't remember what it was.
Because he's got to be like the draft savant or something.
I think we called him Yoda. In my head, it's Yoda.
Draft Yoda? That's not bad.
The thing about Bill Workman is, you remember that song, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he sings that about me every time we talk. Because I'm like, I've got 700 player profiles done, and he's like, I have 9,064.
I've already done.
You have a full-time job that's not this. How in the world do you have time to do this?
I already have my top 257 for the 2030 class.
NFL Draft Yoda, that's it.
The NFL Draft. I love that. If that's not a thing, we need to make that a thing.
That's his Twitter handle.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I called him that. He did the Commanders, the Take Command podcast with me, and that's what I called him. I said exactly what I think about Bill, which is I am so glad I don't have to compete with that guy, because every once in a while he pulls out a name, and I'm like, are you screwing with me right now? Because I don't know who that is.
He's come up with 2 comps for Justin Jolie from NC State, the tight end. And I think, to me, they sound pretty good. Isaiah Likely's one of them, and the other one's Irv Smith Jr. Remember how good we thought Irv Smith Jr. was going to be?
Yeah, but then he wasn't.
You
know what Irv Smith Jr. was? The Wire. Because all these people told me how great he was going to be, and I thought it was going to be great from the trailer, and then I watched it, and it couldn't get out of the way of its The Wire-ness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was fine. Yeah. I mean, it's not – Irv Smith's that's not a bad comp. I don't like the Likely comp, not because I don't think he's right. I just think you're putting an unnecessary expectation on Jolie's side. One of the reasons that I hate player comps is that as soon as it comes out of your mouth, that's who that guy has to be.
Yes.
So, like, if you're in the position that Bill and I are, where people come to you for draft info, the minute you say this player that your team drafted is like player X, they're compared to that guy forever.
Mm-hmm.
I have guys that to this day will still come at me on Twitter or come at me on YouTube and say, you told me a player that their entire existence is not even in my head anymore. You told me they were going to be Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're not even Equanimous St. Brown. And I'm like, you have a point there, because I didn't do that right. Which is why if you buy the mullet, my 2026 NFL Draft Guide, you're going to see some very realistic player comps.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first-round picks compared to Cooper Beebe from the Dallas Cowboys. I did that one yesterday.
He's going to set that bar low.
That was Vega Ioane.
Yeah.
His comp was Cooper Beebe.
That bar low.
For sure.
And that's not really a shot at Cooper Beebe for me. It's just, I think it could be way better than that.
I've officially gotten to the point, because I've been going through, I'm getting ready to send them all to the different people that proofread these things. If you'd like to be one of those people at the NFL Draft Nerd, I need as many eyes on this as I can because the font's kind of small, and I can't see it all that well.
Mm-hmm.
So between Megan, Christiana Tank, Evan Doyle, who's helped me for quite some time, and we appreciate him greatly. Anybody that can do that, you the real MVP.
Jeremy's out here just trying not to blow it. Like Colton Hood could be Robert Rochelle. At that point, there's no expectation. Oh, sweet. Well, if he makes the roster, then we're going to be happy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Does that mean he's going to play for 7 teams in 6 years? Because that's what Robert Rochelle did.
Well, has he? Because I feel like he's been with the Panthers for a while, just kind of sitting there.
Is it Central Arkansas? Is that where he went?
Yes. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Bingo.
That's a game. Look, you know how everybody's got their thing, and like if they remember something to a ridiculous point, that's my game. You tell me a guy, I'll tell you where he went to school. Because that's about the only piece of information I retain after they're drafted. Everything else, we got to go Control, Alt, Delete, and get ready for next year.
Okay, here's why. So when I met Robert Rochelle once, we were at the game. He was in the suite beside us with the practice squad guys. That was the first time I ever met him. I had no clue who he was, and I asked him, like, "Hey, you look like a football player. Are you with a team or something?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'm with this one." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "I'm on the practice squad." I was like, "Oh, well, jolly good for you."
Isn't that sweet?
Because I was like, "Man, these guys look like football players." And yeah, they were. That's the practice squad guys.
That's why people walk away from Tank and go, he had an ESPN logo
Is
on
that
his
guy an
lapel,
idiot? Because I think he's an idiot. Yeah. So he's back with Carolina now. He's been to L.A., Seattle, Carolina, Green Bay, Kansas City, Dallas, and he's back with Carolina again. That's
7.
That's a few stops.
That's off the top of my head, boys and girls. You know what that means? We're at Draftmas Prime.
No doubt.
Why have I not?
Draftimus Prime.
Why have I not thought of that until just now?
Mm-hmm.
Your subscription to Draftmas Prime Plus.
And he ruined it. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We'll be right back.
We honor the biggest stars from all genres of music that you loved listening to all year long.
Don't miss our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. Watch live on Fox tonight, starting at 8 p.m. And listen on iHeartRadio stations across America and the free iHeart app.
Trashy is a proud partner of the 2026 iHeartRadio Music Awards. This spring, turn your closet clutter into rewards with the Take Back Bag. Learn more and get started at trashy.io.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of urgency, timely, responsive, focused, prioritizing you as our customer and the community that we serve to do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Champions don't disappear. They reload. And the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountains home for Braves baseball, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
College basketball back in the spotlight. March Hoops will have everyone talking.
That game was unbelievable.
Whose brackets are busted? Cinderella stories and buzzer beaters that make history. Yes! Lock into Fox Sports Radio as your #1 preset on the iHeartRadio app. Plus, binge on demand podcasts for more coverage with the Dan Patrick Show, The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Their front line looks like an NBA front line.
And more. Search college basketball on the iHeartRadio app to stay in the know.
Selling your home? Don't settle for average. Our real estate team at Clarissa Sells WNC and eXp Realty offers Zillow Showcase, an exclusive AI-powered listing experience available to just the top 10% of all listings in our area. With immersive media, cutting-edge design, and elevated marketing, Showcase listings, they go pending quicker and sell for up to $9,000 more than standard listings. Ready to stand out in a crowded market? Give our team a call today, 828-774-6343, because your home deserves the spotlight.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Gets the rebound, passes it to the man, shoots it, and boom goes the dynamite.
We are back in the Sportsocracy.
Just did it all right until you did it not right.
I did it fine. It was all smooth until it wasn't. Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It is a threadbare Thursday.
We had a fun conversation in the break that I think made blood come out of Tank's ears.
He's like, I'll spend more money on my bills in a month than you make in a year. And I went, okay, good for you.
That's not what I said. You made me sound terrible right there. Although it is closer than you want it to be.
It's way closer than anybody wants it to be. Especially my bank account.
More money, more bills.
Yeah.
That's what they don't tell you.
There's that.
My wife and I had a full-on conversation yesterday because my wife is in the financial sector. So her job is a lot more strenuous than mine. We had a full 7-minute conversation because yesterday was a bit stressful for me. We had a full conversation of, you ever just look at stupid people and go, your life looks a lot more fun than mine? And she laughed and said, you've said that to me before, and I had never thought of that. But she used a name that obviously I'm not going to say here, but she said the name, and I went, mm-hmm. 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 They go on trips and just all kinds of stuff. You know what we do? Work all the time.
Well, let's go to one from Jay Sizzle here on a Threadbare Thursday. He's got a draft question about the Giants.
That's funny. That's actually what somebody in high school called me.
Jay Sizzle. With the Giants signing Edmonds and McFadden, do they need Styles at 5, or would they be fine with another later on, since it's a deep linebacker class?
Do they need him? No. Would it be nice to have him? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Signing either one of those guys preclude you from doing that? No. I mean, you got to have. To me, you got to have damn near all pros at that position to pass up a guy like Styles.
Well, I mean, it takes you to another level. Now, to answer the question that he actually asked, do they need? No. Could you go, Jake Galday or one of those guys later? Sure. I mean, and I'm not going to be mad at you. If Jeremiah Love's there at 5, they're taking Jeremiah Love.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you anything you want.
Right.
If he's not there, then it gets way more interesting. Because I'm still not convinced Kayvon Thibodeau's next snap in the NFL is with the New York Giants. And somebody floated a theory to me the other day that Thibodeau could be traded at the draft if Bailey or Reese were to fall in their lap. And the more I thought about it, the more I went, you might have a point there. Then John Harbaugh came out and said the potential future Hall of Famer, Caleb Downs, and I went, oh, did you just say the quiet part out loud? Because you might have.
I mean, that's been no secret, though, that he really likes him.
I like him, too, if I knew his legs both were going to be attached to his body 2 years from now.
I still feel like it's worth the risk. I mean, maybe not at 5, but we can definitely consider a trade partner if there's somebody that you want to come get. Because I look at Caleb Downs the same way that I looked at or that we looked at Kyle Hamilton. If you can get him with a 1 in front of his name, and it's not the one, then you've got a steal of the draft, an automatic A+. All right, next. Young Native says Bucks drafting Beck. Maybe, I mean, in the 7th round, I'll take him. Which tells you Light will take him in the 4th round.
I'll be honest with you, this quarterback class, Mendoza, Simpson, Allard, Green, that's the only Nussmeier. That's the only 5 that I feel confident saying are getting drafted in this class.
Period. Okay.
Period.
All right.
Beck's kind of in a little area to himself. Peyton's pretty close to him. Outside of those 7, I'd bet against anybody else in this class.
Mm-hmm. I don't see the Bucks drafting a quarterback.
I don't think any – that's the funniest part about the quarterbacks is that I don't think any of them are going to end up with quarterback-needy teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, everybody keeps talking about the Jets and the Cardinals, all these – they're looking to next year. I mean, does Ty Simpson eventually fall to a place where you go, oh, okay, we're doing this at 106? Okay. Because that doesn't change anything for next year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we just got Jake Browning, so backup slot's locked.
Just in concrete.
Well, and here's the thing. They also, the coaching staff has I don't know how the new offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, feels about Connor Bazelak. But like last training camp, you could not stop them from talking about Connor Bazelak. And it's like, well, that guy's not even going to play. So the fact that they went out and got a backup quarterback, I think that tells me that they're done at quarterback.
Maybe, maybe not. It depends.
Yeah.
Quarterback is one of those that quarterback's one of those that if you find a guy that you like, you find a way to get him. But you also have to not put expectations on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brock Purdy, if he'd gone in the 4th round, I don't know that would have ended the way that it did.
Yeah.
I mean, because the expectations of him were so low, he comes in and looks competent, and people go, oh, my God, Mr. Irrelevant looks like an NFL quarterback. And then he got better as time went on.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of guys that can do that. I mean, I think Carson Beck can be a competent quarterback in the NFL. I don't think it'll happen quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's ever going to be really good.
Can he be Jake Browning?
Yes.
I agree.
Jake Browning was half of the what I called the 2 Jakes. That's where I created that idea that I came up with of it was Jacob Eason and Jake Browning. If those 2 could run into each other at full speed and all of the good go in one and all of the bad go in the other, the good one would be an NFL legend for the next 15 years. The other one would be the stupid guy working at Discount Tire. Like, for sure.
You sure you're not thinking about Jake Fromm? I think Jake Fromm was in that discussion.
It might have been Jake Fromm and Jake Eason.
Yeah. I don't remember us talking about Jake Browning all that much in the run-up.
I talked about Browning. He went to Washington.
Yeah. I feel like that guy's already he's already overachieved in the league. He's good.
I'm remembering the wrong Jake here. It's entirely possible.
I think maybe because remember it was Jacob Eason who was at Georgia, and then
Browning was the one that Eason replaced. Browning was the one that took him to the playoff.
I was going to say because it was Fromm that replaced Eason.
Eason left Georgia, went to Washington to replace Browning.
Right.
Fromm replaced Eason.
Right.
There's a lot of Jakes.
That's a whole bunch of Jakes.
Whole lot of Jakes.
A mess of them. We'll take
a gaggle of Jakes.
We'll take a break here in the Sportsocracy.
None of them as good as TD Jakes. Swallowed up.
Take a break here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It's a threadbare Thursday. NFL draft questions coming at you next.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, great looking Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some showers, and then the cooler weather comes in for the weekend. Near 80 this afternoon with sunshine. Most of us probably fall just short. Tonight, 55 and clear. Tomorrow, thickening clouds, a few showers in the afternoon and evening hours. High tomorrow near 80. And then on Saturday, we're only near 60. Sunday, low 60s, but in the morning, we're near freezing. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. With 10 extravagant items for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu is starting to feel utterly fancy, especially with its new chocolate fudge and caramel empanadas. Enjoy. Just don't let the Luxe go to your head. Price and participation varies for a limited time. Tax extra.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now...
I have customers out the door!
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
On MLB opening day, baseball isn't just back, it's back on NBC and Peacock. And leading off, it's a coast-to-coast doubleheader. First, the Pirates take on the Mets in NYC. Then in primetime, the Diamondbacks visit the World Series champion Dodgers. Let's start the show. MLB is back on NBC and Peacock. Today, 1 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern.
It's sad that civil discourse in the political world is rare. Hard to have conversations and just agree to disagree or even hear each other out. Just two sides sit down and settle it out over a pint. Well, that's what our Politics and Pints event on April the 16th is all about. Join Mark Starling and myself at Cultivated Cocktails, 161 Charlotte Highway. We'll have special guests to help steer the discussion. Keep listening to News Radio 570 WWNC for details.
Got a hot take?
Read the room.
Don't let it die in the group chat. Tap the red talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app and join the show.
Love the show, but I disagree with you guys.
It's the fastest way to get your voice on the air. Say it, send it, and hear it on the iHeartRadio app.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have: Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
Champions don't disappear. They reload. And the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
Chopping toward another playoff run. The Mountain's home for Braves baseball, ESPN Asheville. Brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
It's the moment you dream of. The moment you work for. Train for. Run wind sprints when nobody's watching for. The moment when hours of gym time, court time, prep time, all culminate into this time. The moment when millions of bounces, blocks, and boards all add up to this, your moment. Ingles, we're with you every step of the way.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. It is that time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes.
Let's go to Vermont that bastion of crime that is Middlebury, Vermont.
All the time you get habitual felons that say they grew up on the main streets of Montpelier.
Good for you.
Do you know how far I got into that sentence before I remembered a city in Vermont? Because it was right before I said "muh."
Police say in Middlebury, Vermont, in the last 2 weeks, thieves have stolen 3 ATMs from stores. Looks like one was from like a little grocery store or something. Here's one from a drugstore. They literally, there's a quote from the story. They literally ripped the doors and the piece of wall out. In all 3 cases, walls or windows were smashed and the ATMs were carried away. Each store now left boarded up. Middlebury police asking for investigative tips so that they can not only locate the suspects, but they can also locate the machines. I feel like this day and age, even in Middlebury, Vermont, shouldn't that be a thing that you can track anywhere you go? Right? Like, I mean, I've seen these, like, YouTube videos of people throwing these little, what do they call them, air tags? Those little iPhone air tags, throwing them, like, into the ocean and it catches on to a fish or something. Like, if you can use those things for that, why are ATMs not one of the things that's air tagged? So you can always find them, no matter where they go. Right? Unless you put a damn Faraday cage around the ATM machine. It's the only way that you can't track it wherever it goes.
Do you know how much an AirTag is?
I have no clue.
Okay. You know what it is? It's a little,
it's just a little disc thing.
How much do you think that thing costs?
I don't know, $120.
Each?
Maybe. I don't know.
They're $99 for a 4-pack.
Oh, for a 4-pack. That makes it even worse.
I've always thought the AirTag is quite possibly the absolute proof of how stupid Apple thinks people are.
Okay.
Hey, look, we got this thing that's Bluetooth enabled. You know what else is Bluetooth enabled? That has it too.
What, your vape?
Yes.
How does it Bluetooth?
There are literally vapes. I mean, not the one in my hand.
Oh.
But there are disposables out there that have Bluetooth trackers in them, so you don't lose them.
Oh. Well,
a Bluetooth tracker is like 14 cents, and Apple goes, 29 a piece or 4 for 99. You know why? Because every time you go to Apple, you just get booped right in the butt. That's the way it works. That's what they do. That's the reason they didn't give you the whole Apple. They took a bite out of it.
Right. Like our trash cans have RFID chips in them, so you can locate them.
Mm-hmm.
How do ATMs that have thousands of dollars in them not have those?
No clue.
It baffles the mind.
I have no clue. I also don't know how my story happens either. It's about one Adva Levy. She is better known by her stage name, Mia Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
She was a penthouse pet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, as time went on, she decided that she was going to get into a different vocation, and that vocation was swindling old idiots out of their money. First of all, if you don't know what this woman looks like, I didn't either until 8 minutes ago. She is not fun to look at.
Okay.
She started using dating apps.
Mm-hmm.
She would meet wealthy older gents, go on a few dates, get access to their house, steal cash, gold, and other valuables. She has now been arrested in Van Nuys, which makes this even funnier. If you know anything about Van Nuys, you'll know that is the world's preeminent area for strip clubs in the United States of America.
Okay.
It is a great place to see women who thought they would be on ABC as a starlet take their tops off for money. And no, I'm not going to tell you if I've ever been there, but you can infer.
We know.
She's 28 years old, and between 23 and 25, she did this to 6 different men, all ranging in age, and this is my favorite part of the story, from 64 to 96 years old. I have a question. If that girl meets you online and you're in that age demographic, do you not know that she's robbing you blind? Now, she might not do it just straight taking the money off the desk, but you're paying for it one way or the other. It is relationships like this that lead me to believe in the United States of America, the draconian laws of prostitution should be unwound because it happens every single day. It may not be a cash transaction, but it is a transaction nonetheless.
It's all transactional. And I would imagine especially at that age. Because honestly, if I was that age, if I'm 63 and I'm single, God forbid something happens.
If I'm 63 and I'm single, I've made some horrible decisions.
I mean, if I make it to 63, I feel like I got 2 years left anyway.
If Amy ever leaves me, I'll go ahead and tell you, I will go a level of crazy that you have never seen before. My next relationship will be with a mop. I'll bring it in the studio like I brought my wife to work today, like Aaron Rodgers.
Right, so,
look, she's a real person. I tried to tell you.
So you're telling me when I reach my advanced years, if there is a former penthouse pet who's interested in my money and not me, but she plays like she's interested in me, I'm good. You can have all of it. I'm not going to be able to use it much longer, any of it. So take it while you can get it.
Honey, the only thing that still works on me is my wallet. So do your worst.
Here, 96, kids, what else are you living for?
Kids, what kids? I don't care about them.
I have $8 million in the bank. Just look at it, and I'll be happy.
They both have good jobs down at the Discount Tire. They'll be just fine. Discount Tire's taking some strays.
Really? What do you got against Discount Tire?
Not a thing. I've gotten tires from them many times.
100%.
Megan, before she left, she looked at me at one point, and I don't even remember how this came up. And her exact words to me were, "Have you ever paid?" And I laughed and said, "Every man you've ever met's paid. Most of them are just too stupid to realize that they did."
Yeah. All right, we got time for a couple more, almost said fantasy questions. That's not it. We're talking draft questions here on today's.
No, we were talking about fantasies and weird. That's
100%.
That's where you got confused there.
Exactly. Couple more questions here before we got to get on out of here for the day. Jeremy, this is from Moab. Moabdi, excuse me. He says, Jeremy, why will the Titans take Love when they can't block for him? And what do you make of taking running backs early? I mean, that means you're going to pay him top 10 money, right?
With Jeremiah Love, I'm fine. The problem is when you do it with somebody like Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty will never be a top 10 running back in the NFL. Jeremiah Love, I've said this, will be a top 5 running back by the time his rookie year's over.
Mm-hmm.
That's how good I think he is. Now, as for Tennessee, I don't necessarily think Tennessee will take him. I think a lot of people want them to, because then you give the running back to the young quarterback. You got the receivers last year. I don't think it's what they should do in the least. I think that's the landing spot for David Bailey or Sonny Styles. Because to me, Sonny Styles can be Robert Saleh, Fred Warner. David Bailey can be a close enough version of Nick Bosa.
Is there another team that you could see taking? This is actually a secondary question about the Titans. Is there another team in the top 7 that you could see taking Rueben Bain? The reason it was said was because he looks like a fit with only the Titans in that scenario. So is there another team in the top 7 that would do that?
Tennessee and Cleveland. That's the only 2 I got.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't fit the defensive scheme of anybody else. I mean, maybe the Jets, but they're not taking him at 2.
No. I don't think you can.
I think Bain's door opens, or his window opens at 8, and it's probably – I don't think it gets to 10.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I think it's where he fits.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. All right.
And now, as for taking running backs in the top 10, I'm fine with it as long as they are this good. In the 15 years I've been doing this, that list is, and I quote, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love. End of message. Adrian Peterson was before my time.
Okay. All right. I think that's going to do it for us here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 Join us on the program tomorrow. You'll be here tomorrow, right? Like I'll be here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll all be here tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure we're all going to be back in saddle. Things.
We're coming back for one day, and then we will be gone Tuesday. We have a meeting Tuesday. We'll have Woo Woo Wednesday, and then I believe that's the next weekend is Easter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be gone. I'll be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's also known as the time that I'm going to be buried in a book going, why can I not spell there?
And make sure you use the right there.
Yes. It's funny when you work on a book predominantly between 1 and 4 in the morning, how many times you find a spelling error where you go, what word was I actually meaning to use there? Because I don't believe bendability is a word.
You're in the Sportsocracy.
Seen that one twice.
And this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
All right, great looking Thursday afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see some showers, and then the cooler weather comes in for the weekend. Near 80 this afternoon with sunshine. Most of us probably fall just short. Tonight, 55 and clear. Tomorrow, thickening clouds, a few showers in the afternoon and evening hours. High tomorrow near 80. And then on Saturday, we're only near 60. Sunday, low 60s, but in the morning, we're near freezing. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Get a quote today in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. If you'd like to discuss a lawsuit, text PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232. PARENT to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Clarissa sells WNC as the #1 team in Buncombe County. We have the customer service experience to assist you in achieving your real estate goals. Our team offers something that 90% of listings in our market won't have, Zillow Showcase. Check us out at clarissasellswnc.com.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
This season isn't a reset, it's a reminder. The champions don't disappear. They reload, and the 2026 Atlanta Braves are ready.
And Acuna swings a mighty bat. That thing is way out of the ballpark. Chopping toward another playoff run. Sale, Strider, and Schwellenbach. Acuna, Albies, Olsen, and Baldwin. The Mountains' home for Braves baseball is ESPN Asheville. Proudly brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville.
It's the moment you dream of, the moment you work for. All culminate into this time. Your moment. Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
It's Bowen. Join Matt and me on our podcast, Las Culturistas, where we talk to Nicole Kidman, Kristen Wiig, and so many more. Download and listen on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.